Salam alaikum. How are you all? I hope you all are doing great and keeping healthy. I'm Justin D'Souza, your math teacher, and this is my channel Best Math. Welcome to this video. This is the introduction video for the grade 9 advance for the term 1 end of term explanations. This is for the academic year 2023-2024. We will go through the Heikel, that is the exam scheme, and you can see there are 15 MCQ questions and there will be 6 free response questions. So total 21 questions in this exam, and the total overall grade will be 100 marks. Each of this MCQ will be 4 marks each. So that means 60 marks is in MCQs and 40 marks will be writing. The exam is 2.5 hours. Now, it's paper based and they have told the calculators are not allowed, but later on I will show you one more document which says that calculator is allowed basically. So these are the topics. The first 15, all these first 15 are MCQs. You will have 4 options, so you just have to select the correct option. And since you are allowed the calculator, you can use the calculator and directly get the answers as well. And now we will look into these are the free response questions, FRQs. That means they are in writing. You have to write them down in detail and solve them. Each step is very important over here. Each step will carry marks. Don't just write the answer directly. You have to show everything in writing. Now, this is one of the documents released by the ESC itself. And for math, as you can see, the cycle 3 PSC, that means permitted scientific calculator. You can see over here, NP is not permitted. PSC means permitted is scientific calculator. If it's PGC, that's graphing calculator. And this is required. Now over here, you can see for math, cycle 3, that is 9, 10, 11, 12, the calculator is permitted. And that's the thing. That is for advanced. You can see over here, advanced. And elite it's not allowed for grade 9, but the general, advanced and applied are allowed, whereas if it's 9 elite, then they cannot use scientific calculator. And over here, this is for the other subjects. You can refer it. Now I will just let you know how exactly you can view all the questions and how you can access the presentations for the EOT with solutions. That is from my channel Best Math. We will go over here to the channel now. I hope you have seen this before. And if it's still subscribed, then please do click on the subscribe button and please do subscribe to my channel. Subscribing to channel is free, but that would mean so much to me. I would greatly appreciate it. And I also want to thank all the support which I have received. I'm really humbled and I thank you, each one of you, for all the subscribers and all the support. Thank you very much, guys. Now, if you go to the videos, you can see a lot of videos over here. You can see there'll be grade 12, 10, 9, 11, all of them. So the easiest way would be going to the playlist. And if you go to the playlist, you can see there is grade 9, 10, 11, 12, all different playlists. If you want the entire lessons, you can click on this grade 9 advanced lessons, term 1. The entire lessons I explained over there. But now, since we are near the exam, EOT, this is the end of term videos for the term 1. Just click on the view full playlist and you can see as I finish recording each question, I'll be posting it in this playlist. So it's very easy if you just go to the playlist and click on any of the video. By clicking, you can see that is the MC. This would be the video. And if you just scroll down over here and go to the description, you can see there is a link for the EOT presentation. If you just click over here, it will direct you to this Telegram group and you can log in over there and you can get the presentations with solution. Whatever the presentation I've used, it has the detailed solution, each and everything that is available over there. So that's the thing, just in the description over here. So that's mainly it. So please use the playlist and then make sure you're using the playlist to easily find the videos rather than going to the videos and searching it. But each of the video is described by its grade. So G9A is grade 9 advanced, 10A, 11A, and the question 1, 2, 3, and so on. So I wish you all the best. All the questions will be explained. The last 6 questions are FRQ, so I'll be explaining in detail what you must write. But for the first 15 questions, I'll use shortcut methods because calculators are allowed. I'll use shortcut methods, calculator methods, and also the detailed methods. So whichever is comfortable, whichever you're comfortable with, please follow that. And in the next video, we will start with the first question. Hello everyone. Now we begin with the part 1, that is the MCQ part for the grade 9 advance. The first question is to translate equations into sentences. Now how does this work is very simple. Look at this equation. Read it out. What is there? It is J plus 16, the number 16, which is equal to 35. That is it. That is the answer. But since this is in the MCQ, the question number 1 MCQ part, you will have 4 options. You need to select the most accurate option. Now, there is a trick for this. What happens is you need to look into the terms which are very close to this, in the sense, the operations, not close or anything, the operation symbols. These are very important. What is this? Plus, equal to. So from this, you need to know few things. J plus 16, that means it will be the sum or plus or addition. Whereas this is equal to or is same as, something like that. And this is just a J, the sum of J and 16. This is correct. Now I will write one more answer. J added to 16. This is also possible. J added means plus 16 is same as 35. So this is also correct, but it depends on which option you have. So all these are correct answers, like this is correct, or you can just tell J plus 16. Just look into each and every option, all the 4 options. Look which closely matches to the given question and then finalize your answer. Same way over here, the product of 4 and m is 52. Now, one sentence that represents this is the sum of, this is one sample answer because there are many answers over here, many possible answers. Now here, 4 times m is equal to 52. This is one possible answer. There can be other answers as well. Now we can look over here. There is the product of 7. Now, whenever there are brackets, you can sometimes see the quantity. Now it depends, it doesn't require all the time the quantity. You can tell the quantity of p plus 23 times 7, or 7 times the quantity of p plus 23 is equal to 102. Not sure what is the answer. Let's just check. Over here there is no quantity, but it's fine. They have just told 7 times the sum of p plus 23 is same as 102. Now this, you just need to do these by yourselves. Look into all the problems, try understanding them and try telling out any answer, because there are so many correct answers for this. Okay, now here the square. Okay, now since it's minus, you can tell if you're starting with r square, the square of r minus 15, or the square of r subtracted by will always be, you can tell subtracted by 15. Subtracted is minus. Now here they are telling less than. Now in this case, you must tell 15 is less than r square, the square of r. Okay, when you're using less than what? 15 is less than, minus means less than what? R square equals the sum of t and 13. This is the thing. Same way you can see the other problems. Now over here there is fraction, but doesn't matter. It's very straightforward and easy. It's just write the fraction 2/5. Now generally they will give you in 2/5, 3/4, 2/3 or 1/3. That's how they ask you. You can write the division of 2 by 5, but it won't be generally, appropriate. It's not appropriate to tell 2 divided by 5 multiplied by v. No, it would be just 2/5, okay? 2/5 of v plus 3/4 of what? 3/4 is 2/3 of x squared. So this is the answer. Just read the sentence over here. 1/3 minus 4/5 of z is equal to 4/5 of y cubed. So this is the thing. Or you can see this is minus this term. So they have appropriately given, you can see over here, this term, it's clearly mentioned, okay? Now this is very simple. G plus 10 is same as 3. Okay, it's 3g. It should be 3 and g over here, which is missing. I apologize for that. It's 3 times g. Now this one they have just, you can see this. There are so many methods. Now this is one of the simpler method. Or you can tell the sum of g plus 10 is equal to 3 multiplied with g, or 3 times g, or the product of 3g, 3 and g. So many things, okay? Please make sure you read them by yourself. You can see all the answers. Read them by yourself and understand that. Here, look over here, the quantity is mentioned. Quantity generally is mentioned only for brackets, not otherwise. Okay, 2 times the quantity of t plus 4q is equal to 2 times q plus 4 times t. And what else we got over here? It's 4 times the quantity, I guess. No, they have just told sum. It's fine. Even you can tell quantity of a plus b, or sum of a plus b is 9 times a. Here as well. Now here the quantity is used. Fine. So it's not about knowing how to answer. It's about getting the right answer from the option here. Because obviously you can write it. If it was in writing, you can easily write correct answer. But please make sure you read all the 4 options and match them. I'm sure what happened, most probably what will happen is in the answer, in the options, here instead of minus, it will be maybe plus or product. Here instead of quantity, plus, they would have given something else. Now instead of half, they would have given a quarter. So these would be the differences in options. So please carefully read all the 4 options and see. Here 1 by 2, you can write half. 1 by 2 is told as half. 1/4 is quarter. Or you can, so 1 by 2 or half. The sum of f plus y equals f minus 5. And here k squared minus n squared is 2 times b or twice b. That's the same thing. Twice means 2 times. That's the answers, and that's about the first question, question number 1. Please try to understand the operations, that is plus, minus, division, multiplication, and look into all the 4 options and then select the correct answer. Question number 2 is to solve equations by addition and subtraction. Again, such an easy topic over here. You need to just solve these directly. Look over here, there are plenty of minus signs, brackets. What happens? You should use the operations accurately. This one is mainly with addition and subtraction only. Now let's solve without the calculator first. And I will repeat again, it is been mentioned in the exam scheme, the hierarchy, that no calculator is allowed. But there is one more report that says 9 advanced can take scientific calculator for math. So most probably you are allowed to take calculator. But let's do without the calculators. Now, how to do this? 18 minus multiplied by minus of minus f. So what happens is whenever we see 2 minus, it'll be plus. I'll just write the the sign conversions, like plus and plus will be plus. When you multiply each other, when you multiply these two, it will be plus itself. Plus multiplied by minus would be minus. Minus multiplied by plus would be minus. And lastly, when it's minus and minus, it will be plus. So these are the things. So whenever both are negative or both are positive, it will be plus sign. The sign changes to positive, because minus of minus would be adding it up. Whenever you're doing 2 minus and minus, it'll be plus. Or plus and plus is minus. But if it's 1 plus and 1 minus, or 1 minus and 1 plus, you have to write the negative sign. Okay. Now, for example, plus x would be plus and plus, just add them up, plus 2x. Here, if we have 2x, which is plus, and then we have minus x, plus and minus would lead us to subtraction, but greater number sign. You should subtract here. Here we added, right? Plus means add. This is subtract, or minus. Even over here, subtract or minus, and over here add. Some mistake it as subtract, which is wrong. It's not subtract, it is subtract. Okay. And over here, what happens? It will be subtract and write the greater number sign. So it is just x, because it was plus 2x. So it will be plus 1x. Now, what if you have minus 2x plus x? Same thing. Again, you need to subtract, but greater number is minus, so it will be this sign. Now, what if you have minus x and minus x? You need to add, but remember the sign will be minus here. Addition of 2x's will be minus 2x. This is the basic things, okay, when you add or subtract variables. Now here, minus and minus, it will be 18 plus f equals 91. You need to solve the equation for f. So take the 81 to the other side, it will be f equals 91 minus 18. F equals, just subtract 18, it will be 81, 71 plus 2, it will be 73. So this is the answer. Here, minus 16, minus of minus will be plus t equals minus 45. Now t, always the variable which is unknown value must be positive. It can't be negative. So don't move that to the other side. It's already positive. So take the negative 16 to the other side. It will be t equals minus 45 plus 16. So it will be minus 29. Very easy, because 15, if you add it over here, it will be minus 30, and then there's one more, so it will be minus 29t. So this is the answers. You can see the answers, 73. Okay, there's check, which is not required, but I'll tell you what it means. See, now once you find the answer, right, substitute over here. What will happen? It'll be minus plus 73. 73 plus 18 is 91. So it should be equal. Even over here, when you check, it will be equal. But that's not required to do. If you do it properly, you will definitely get the correct answer. Now, what if you're, okay, I'll do this fractions as well. 1/3 of v. So what happens? We leave it over there. This 3 in the denominator, take it to the other side. 1 multiplied by v, it will be the same thing. This 3 goes to the other side. It becomes 3 multiplied, okay, multiplied by minus 5. So v is equal to negative 15. 3 times 5, 15, and negative sign. Here also, 8 goes to the other side. U equals minus 4 times 8. Or you can write 8 times minus 4. It's the same thing. 8 fours are 32. Negative sign. That's the answer. So this is how we basically solve these problems. Minus 15 over here, minus 32. And you can solve all these problems by yourselves, but I'll show the calculator shortcut method. You can take out your calculators now. In the calculator, whichever is the variable, that's the unknown value, you must keep it as unknown itself, like x, variable x. How do you do that is by pressing this alpha and x. So this is the unknown variable. Now here we have a fraction. So I'll use fraction, then alpha x. This is the a. Instead of a, I can only put x. Don't put anything else. Just put the x, unknown variable. Divided by 6. That is equal to minus 9. Now, if you press equal to, you'll get an error. Even if you press shift and solve, you'll not get the correct answer. You need to press shift and solve, and then press equal to, you get the correct answer. Negative 9 times 6 is negative 54. That's correct. Even over here, what happens? This 5 cancels. Negative sign to the other side. It will be 7. Negative 7. You can try this in calculator. The second part. Next question. So minus fraction alpha x, k is the alpha x, divided by phi equals 7 by phi. Really, this is so basic, you don't need to use calculator, you can solve it easily, but this is the method. Now press shift and solve. This is not the answer. This is the previously stored answer for x. You need to press equal to, now it's solved. So that is the answer. Over here, if you're solving this, it's so simple. Whenever you have two numbers, say you have x divided by 3 equals phi divided by 3. You can see over here also the same case. Same numbers in the numerator, but equal to is there. You cancel them directly. That is x equals 5. Or say, for example, you have 3x divided by phi, that is equal to 3 divided by 15. Now here, you can just cancel these both directly. And this is phi 1 time, phi 3 times. Or you can then just take this to the other side and solve. But whenever you see the same numbers on the numerator, or if this was, say, phi here, they must be the same numbers. Now this phi and phi can be cancelled directly. Okay. So here the phi and phi directly cancels. You have minus k equals 7. Take this negative to the other side, it will be k equals negative 7. When there is plus and minus, if you multiply minus to both the sides, this becomes plus. Here sign changes to negative. That's it. So it's minus 7 as the answer. Even over here, same thing, we have addition. Now what would you do if there is plus? Let's first solve it directly without the calculator. Various ways to solve. What I would see now, in order to solve this, you have to do, you want to solve for w. I'm just kidding. The easiest way would be you have to solve for w. What is this? Plus 2 by 5, right? So subtract 2 by 5 on both the sides. What I'm trying to say is, just see what you want. You want w, so w must be alone. This should not be there. So subtract 2 by 5 on both the sides, or the other way is just take this to the other side. Plus becomes minus. But now some students get confused. When they take it to the other side, they think, okay, 5 will go up, 2 will go down. No, I will tell you the difference between that. Now let's take this question itself. 3 by 4 equals w plus 2 by 5. Can you see this plus sign? This means this is added to it. You can see this has been added, plus. When it goes to the other side, it will be 3 by 4 minus 2 by 5 equals w. Whereas the same type, 3/4 equals w multiplied by 2 by 5, if it was like this, or if it was in brackets. Now don't take it to the other side and minus. No, it's not like this. Then it'll be reciprocal. This denominator goes up, numerator goes down. So it'll be 3 by 4 multiplied by 5 by 2. That is equal to w. There's a difference in these both cases. Here you can simplify by, 3 times 5 is 15 divided by 8. That is equal to w. Here you need to make sure that the denominators are same and then solve it. Now, how to make the denominators same over here? Again, there are plenty of methods. Now, what I find my students feel this easy method, like based on different methods, the easier method to grasp is, look at the denominator. This denominator is over here. It's 4 and 5, right? Whatever is there, just multiply and divide on the opposite sides. Now, this might take a while, but this is one of the easiest methods of all. You will realize this to be very easy later on in the long run, because you don't have to take the LCD or anything. So what is this number 5? Multiply and divide on the left side. And this is 4, multiply and divide on for this equation. 4 by 4. This is it. Now, what is remaining? Multiply this with, this was the original equation, right? 2 by 5. You're multiplying the opposite denominators to the opposite sides. Now look here, 5 by 5. What is it? 5 by 5 is equal to 1. And 1 multiplied by 3/4 is 3/4. I'm not doing anything wrong because this is 1. Even 4 by 4 is 1. So I've just manipulated this. Now what happens is multiply and solve. See, if I multiply 5 times 3, what is it? 15 divided by 5 times 4 is 20 minus 2 times 4 is 8, 5 times 4 is 20. Look what happened. This is equal to W. The denominators are equal now, isn't it? This denominator and denominator is equal. If the denominators are equal, we can write together and solve the numerators accordingly. Write this 15, this side is 8, but what is the operation here? Minus. So you just write minus. Now this will be equal to 15 minus 8 would be 8, 7 divided by 20. That is equal to W. Let's see the answer for a minute. Yes, it's 7 by 20. So that's it. That's how we do it. You can always use calculator to check this method as well. You'll get the direct answer. I'll just show you 3/4, 3 by 4. That's here. And equals is by alpha calc, gives you equal. Variable is alpha x plus 2/5 is given by 2 divided by 5. To get the fraction symbol, it's this one. Shift and solve, you'll get the answer. It's for some reason it's lagging. Okay, I have written wrong. Instead of 5 I've put x. Sorry, that's my bad. Shift and solve, the answer is 0.35. Now what's the thing is, over here you won't get fraction, you won't get 7 by 20. Now your answer is 720. So how would you do is, you will have 4 options, right? Check which is 0.35. Now if you look carefully, if it was 7 by 10, it's 0.5. Again, half, it's 0.35. Half of 0.7 is 0.35. This is one way to understand, but if you can't directly do it in your mind, it's fine. Now this is the answer, 0.35. Solve 7 divided by 20. The answer will be 0.35 in decimal. That's how we can check. You can solve any problem like that. Now even over here, just take this to the other, sorry, now here, just very important thing to remember. Look, where is the variable? Variable is over here. So leave that over there, just move the other things. So it'll be a 5 by 8 plus half, because half is coming over here. Now what do you multiply and divide here? The denominator from this side. 2 is multiplied and divided over here. This over here, 8 and 8. There are other methods as well, but this is useful even later on, this method, if you learn. So that's why I do this. 5 times 2 is 10 by 16 plus 8 by 16. Now you know 16 and 16 is same. So 16 divided by 18. So 18 divided by 16. 10 plus 8 is 18. Both are same, so we write it once. Only the denominator is written once. The above terms are added and then solved. Now this can be simplified further, because you know 2 is a common term. It can be simplified. Why? Divide both the sides by 2. What do you get? You will get 9 by 8. This is the most simplified answer. Both are correct. Now if you see, this option is not there in your options, 4 options. Why? Because 18 divided by 16 is 9 by 8 itself. And it's both are 1.175. You can just put this and it'll be reduced from here in the calculator. So this is the answers. Please do solve more and more problems. Okay, now I'm just realizing they have written 1/1/8. Now how do you write this? I'll just clear this. We got 9 by 8. How do you write 1/1/8? The 1/1/8 is 9 by 8. Divide this. So basically 9. You're dividing by 8. How many times? It's 1 time. What is the answer? 8. What is the remainder? 1. So now whatever is the quotient, the answer is written out over here, 1. And then the remainder is in the numerator, and this is mixed fractions, and divided by 8. So this is how we write it. Or you can check that answer. Now here there is no 1/1/8, but you know 9 by 8 is 1.125. If you press shift and this symbol here, then write 1/1/8. 1 by 8. What is the answer? It's 9 by 8, or 1.125. So this is how we do it. Now be very careful. Don't think you will just put 1 like this fraction 1 by 8, and then you will write 1 beside it. This is wrong. This is wrong. It's 1/8. It's not correct. Here it becomes multiplication by default. We really have to add these terms, but the easier way would be shift and this symbol here, fraction symbol. Now this is improper fraction thing. Okay, 1/8. That's how we do it. I hope that is clear. And please do try these problems by yourselves. I will show the solution, the worked out solution here. It's very straightforward. Just take this number over here. Okay, now what about this 2? Now, when you take this 2 to the other side, I'll just do it over here. Minus 5 by 7, minus 2 goes to the other side, becomes plus 2. So what basically happens over here is, you have nothing in the denominator. That means it's 1. It's 1 if there is nothing in the denominator. So multiply 1 and 1, it remains the same thing. Minus 5 by 7, 1 and 1 is multiplied, it's the same. Plus, here you just multiply 7 up and down. 2 times 7 divided by 1 times 7. Here basically you multiply it by 1, 1. It'll be minus 5 by 7 plus 14 by 7. Now simplify, 7 is the common term. It's minus 5 plus 14. It'll be 9. So this is the answer. Now if you divide 9 by 7, you will get 1 time, and this is 7, the remainder is 2. So the quotient is always written first, then whatever is the remainder remainder is 2 divided by the divisor, that is 7. It's quotient, remainder by divisor. Okay, this is how we write. Quotient is the answer 1, 2 by 7th. Remainder is 2 and divisor is 7. So this is how we solve these problems, and you can see further. This is very simple. Just take this number to the other side and solve it up. Very basic. Even over here, it's very simple. So these are all the problems from question 2 which can be asked. Please do try solving more and more problems. And if you have any doubts, please do post them in the comments. I'll get back to you very soon. Moving on to the third question, that is to solve equations involving more than one operation. That's fine. You have to just do many steps in the domain of real numbers. But the most important thing is there's two variables over here. Let's look into the problems. Here you can see there is a, which is unknown, then x, which is also unknown, plus 3 equals 23. Solve each equation for x. We need to solve for x, and a cannot be equal to 0. If it's equal to 0, this is nullified. It doesn't make sense. Okay? So a is not equal to 0. It can be any real number other than 0, and we need to solve for x. Consider a to be just a random number. Okay, let it be like any number, but just don't solve it. Let's see how to do it. Leave a and x as it is for now. Just take this 3 to the other side. It becomes 23 minus 3. Now we have ax equals 20, right? Now take this a to the other side. X equals 20 divided by a. This is the final answer. Same thing over here. Leave ax over here itself. Take this minus 14 to the other side. It will be 4 plus 14. Negative becomes positive. You will get 18 equals ax. You need only x. So take a to the other side. 18 by a equals x. So you can see this is the pattern. 20 by a, 18 by a. You can see a pattern here. All the problems have ax together. In the sense, ax is always grouped up. Okay? You just can consider that to be just a single variable x and solve the other things. Now minus 5 goes to the other side. It'll become 19 plus 5, that is 24. And over here, this is positive, so leave it. Take this 6 to the other side. It becomes minus 29 minus 6, that is negative 35. And ultimately just divided by a and by a. Why did I tell you this method? The answers are negative 24 by a, negative 35 by a. Now, if you understand, this entire ax acts like a single variable. You can see any of the problems, okay? Even the next problems. it's ax. I will quickly do this one and then I will tell you the shortcut method. Here you can take minus 5 to the other side. It becomes a by 8 by ax. Minus 5 to the other side is minus 3 plus 5, which gives you 2. 8 by ax. Ax goes to the other side. 2 comes over here. Swap this. Okay. 8 by 2 equals ax. New denominator, when it moves to the other side of equal to, becomes numerator, and this numerator goes and becomes denominator. Now 8 by 2 is a 4 ax. A to the other side, 4 by a equals x. Now this again, you can see the ax value acted like a variable, like a single term, right? Till the end, everywhere. 4 is the answer. Lastly, you just divide by a. So you can try this in calculator now. We can take our calculators. You can just say, put this as it is. 8. Now, wherever this ax is there, put alpha x as a variable. Minus 5 equals minus 3. Shift and solve. What's the answer you're going to get? You're going to get 4. The answer is 4 divided by a. This x means it's ax. It solves for ax, right? Ax is 4. Then ultimately you're right, divide by a. Now let's look at this one. Here it is 18 minus alpha x equals 42. It does all the rearrangement, all the steps directly in this method. Shift and solve and press equal to. The answer is negative 24. But you must write divided by a to this. So you can see minus 24 by a. That's it. So based on this method, you can solve literally anything. Same over here. It's phi equals is by alpha and calc divided by phi divided by alpha x plus 1. Shift and solve. This x, whatever answer we get is for, now this is 1 by 1.25, or if you know the fractions, it's 5 by 4. Okay, when you look at 1.25, I know that's 5.4 because solving it just comes to my mind. Now it will be 1.25 divided by a, because this x, whatever is there, it's ax value. Now it is, you can write it like this, 1.25 by a, or we know 1.25 is 5 by 4 divided by a. A must be in the denominator whatsoever. So here you can see 5 by 4a, because 1.25 is 5 by 4. Now if you get such problem, what you can do is just check what is 5 by 4. It's 1.25, that's it. So this is the correct answer. It should match. Same thing over here. You will get x and just whatever the answer, divide by a. That would be the shortcut method. Or manually, we have already solved. I'll do this last one as well. It is take this minus ax to the other side, because our intention is to make this positive. So ax, negative 7 to the other side becomes positive 7 minus 16. The answer is negative 9 ax. But x will be equal to negative 9 by a. So that would be our final answer. And same thing over here, you can try. Now here, there is single variable. Single variable we have done already in the last section. So the same thing can be continued. Even over here, it's just a single variable. They are very simple and straightforward. How do you solve this? Just take 8 to the other side. That will be 29 minus 8. 3x equals, solve this will be 21. We know 3 is a 21. 3 is a multiple of 21 in the sense 21. Take this to the other side, will be divided by x is equal to 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Same thing here, minus to the other side will be a by 6 equals 9 plus 5. This is a, okay, a. Solve this, a divided by 6 equals 14. That is 9 plus 5 is 14. A equals 14 times 6, or a equals 14 times 6. 14 times 5 is 70. 70 plus 14 is 84. So this is how we get it. Now, another thing is directly you can check the answer. Even if you do it correctly, you can check your answer. It's x divided by 6 minus 5 equals 9. Shift and solve. The answer is 84. Even over here you can check, you'll get the correct answers. All the detailed steps and methods are mentioned in this presentation. If you still don't have the presentation, just click on the link below and you can get the presentation in the description. It's there. So same thing, please do try them by yourselves and then check for the answers. Over here, the detailed solutions are available. You can see this, each method. So please try to do it by yourself. You do not need to follow each and every step. You can change the steps. There are easy steps as well. Whichever is easy, just follow that. Here it's the same thing. Now you can see it's only one variable, so it's easier. Now how would you solve this? The 32 problem. I'll just solve it quickly. Here, this term minus h by 3 goes to the other side and 13 comes to the other side. So it'll be minus 13 minus 4 equals positive h by 3. Solve this, it'll be negative 17 equals h by 3. 17 times 3, it'll be 30 plus 21, it's 51, negative equals h. So this is the answer. You can try checking in the calculator as well. You will get the same answer, or you can directly solve it and check it. So these are the steps. For the left one, it's again easy. You can just do it. And same concept. Over here, we have brackets. So what do we do here? Recall distributive property. Here, it's important to know that phi is multiplied inside whenever your brackets. Imagine 2 and I have a plus b. What do? This 2 is multiplied evenly inside these brackets to both the terms. Brackets means this entire quantity, right? You have to evenly distribute it. So it will be 2a plus 2b. Don't do the mistakes. Sometimes some students write just 2a plus b, which is entirely wrong. Now if you just multiply phi plus n equals minus phi, this is wrong. I'll tell it again. Multiply this phi to both the terms inside the bracket. It'll be phi times 1 multiplied by 1 plus phi times n equals negative phi. Phi times 1 is phi plus phi n equals negative phi. So this phi goes to the other side. It'll be phi n equals negative phi minus phi, because plus becomes minus. Now you have phi n equals negative 10. N equals negative 10 by phi, which is equal to negative 2. This is how we solve it. Or you can put this in the calculator. If you're doing in calculator, please be careful with the brackets. Phi multiplied, type it as it is, multiplied by 1 plus n is alpha x basically. Any variable is alpha x. That is equal to negative phi. Shift and solve, and the answer is negative 2. That's how we get it. That is n value. You can see these are the steps. Okay, over here they have done one easy method. Okay, but I told you a method which is important. I just realized how easy over there you could do. This is very important. Okay, this method, the multiplication. I just realized you can do this operation of dividing phi on both the sides. Divide phi, because that's there in the solution. That's very easy. Divide phi. Oh my god, the lines are going very odd. Okay, now divide phi on both the sides and you will cancel this phi. This over here, it will be minus 1. You will have 1 plus n equals minus 1. Plus 1 goes to the other side, becomes minus 1, n equals minus 2. This is very easy. But the method which I told you about, the distributive property, it's very important in the future as well. That's important to know. Same thing over here. You can see the steps. All the steps are in detail. And last one, we have done similar problems. You can see the steps. So that's about the question number 3. I hope it is clear. Please do practice more problems and be thorough with this topic. Moving on to the question number 7, it is to solve absolute value expressions. This is an important topic because it needs to be written down and solved. There are calculator shortcut methods which I will discuss at the later stage, at the end of the video, but it's very important for you to solve this to get the accurate answer. Now you can see we have a problem like this. How do we solve it? Before solving this, let's understand what is absolute value. Absolute value is basically the distance, okay? It's if I have, say, absolute value 3. It tells us the distance from the number line. The distance from the number line from 0 over here, the distance is 3. Where is the number line? The number line is something like this, 0. It goes until infinity to minus infinity, right? From 0 to 3, what is the distance? It's 3 units, right? That's the answer. Now, even if I consider minus 3, somewhere over here, left side, negative 3, what is the distance from 0 in the number scale? It is 3 itself. 1, 2, 3. It's in the left side, but we are not dealing with the sign. We are dealing with the distance from the distance of the number from 0 in the number line. That's basically what absolute value means. So it's basically a distance, and you will always have a positive. Doesn't matter what's the answer. If it's minus x, the answer will be positive x. If it's x, it's x. So we don't know exactly what is it. Anyways, whatever the answer will be there is negative, right? I mean positive, whatever the outcome. Okay, this must be positive itself. So if I have 2x minus 3 equals, it should be positive number here in the equal to. If it's negative, then it's a wrong, it's a null set. You can't solve for any values. It does not exist. Now, so what you can understand is this inside answer can be two. It can be negative and positive, right? So we should have two cases. Now, instead of writing minus of 7 minus 2q equals 3 and plus or minus, what we do is we just take the minus sign to the other side. It's fine. And we write the two cases. Case 1, case 2. Okay. First case, write this without the absolute. See, there's two lines that absolute value. Don't write that. Write the equation only. 7 minus 2q equals 3. Case 2, it is 7 minus 2q equals minus 3. This is the difference. You're writing minus 3 here. It was plus 3 over here. Now solve it individually. Now we can use the calculator to solve q value. It's fine. But we will solve it manually. This negative q, take it to the other side. The 3 comes inside. 7 minus 3 equals 2q. We have done this before. We just be quick in this. Like you can do it various methods. 7 minus 3 is 4 equals 2q. So 4 by 2 equals q. And the q value over here we get 4 by 2 is 2. This is one answer. What about the next other case 2 answer? Let's solve it. 7 plus 3. Why? Because this comes inside. That is equal to 2q, positive. 7 plus 3 will be 10 equals 2q. And over here, 10 divided by 2 is basically 5 equals q. This is the answer. So the answers are q is equal to 5 or 2. So this will be our answers. There are two answers. You can see the solution set is 2, 5. That's how we get this answer. Okay, there are two solutions while solving. Now, if you're using the calculator method, I will show you how we can solve. So where exactly is absolute value? If you look carefully, you can see ABS in you can see over here HYP, hyperbolic, right? Above it is ABS. To unlock that, you need to press shift and the symbol. Now you get the absolute value. So substitute 7 minus 2 alpha x, that is q, equals 3. But now the thing is, if you press shift and solve, you're just going to get one answer, one correct answer. What about the other answer? You won't get it in calculator. Doesn't matter. I'll clear the calculator and I'll try it again. I will get shift, absolute, again the same thing, minus 2x equals 3. Shift and solve. The answer is 2 itself, right? I still remember once, I think so, some students were getting different answer, but whatever answer your calculator gives, it'll be, that's it. If you do it in your calculator, you might get 5, but you won't get the other answer. So you will only get one answer. So what you can do is to find the other answer. You get one answer. You can look into the options, look at all the options. And let's write absolute value, shift absolute left side. 7 minus 3, what answer we got? Sorry, minus 2. We got 1 was 2, right? Multiply this as 2. It must be equal to 3. And there is one more answer, 5. If you multiply this by 5, it will be 3 as well. So this is the way you trial and error. But trust me, this can get confusing in the exam. So it's better to know the exact method, but I'll repeat the method again. By using the calculator, you can find one solution. And if you put the solution, one of the solution 2, you must get whatever is it equal to. Okay? So you will know one answer. There will be 4 options. One answer is 2. Look at the other answer. Now imagine you had option 2, 4, 2, 5. 2 options. Which is the correct one? If you put 4 here, look, you will not get 3. Only the correct answer will give you the answer equal 5. So it will be either 2 or 5. So that's how you can select. Let me just do this directly in calculator. Now all you need to do is type it out entirely at the beginning. So shift and this symbol ABS, it's 4 alpha x minus 2 equals 26. And then what you do is shift and solve equal to, the answer is 7. Now I will just clear it up over here itself. The answer is 7. If I multiply instead of x as 7, I must get the answer of 26. Now, what is the other answer? You need to see all the 4 options. It works only when there are options. Okay, I got the 7. Now, if I instead of 7 have minus 6 here, I will also get 26. Only 2 correct answers will give you the answer 26, because this is the equation given to us, right? So this is how you can easily track which is the correct answer from the options. Otherwise, you can do is solve them. We have done solving. So we will solve them quickly over here. What you do is k is 1. I would prefer you to learn this method no matter what. It's very useful. So please understand this method. K is 1 is w plus 1 equals 5. Another one is w plus 1 equals minus 5. Now solve it. W equals, it goes to the other side, 4. W equals minus 6. These are the 2 options. These are the 2 correct answers, 4 and minus 6. Now look at this problem. How would you solve? Is it by 2 cases? K is 1, K is 2. Is it like that? No, look over here, equals to minus 1. There is no way when you solve absolute value, you will get an answer of negative 1. There is no way. So how would you do this? There is literally no way of getting answer negative 1, right? So it's basically impossible. This is undefined. This is basically undefined. There is no answer because there is no value which when you solve from the absolute section will be positive. It's not at all positive. That's how that's why this is wrong basically. Okay, there's no answer. This is null. The solution set is null. Okay, that's the answer. And that's how we solve it. Just remember, if over here this negative is there in the right side, just put this answer. Solution set is empty. This can be the answer, empty set or the symbol, okay, like this, null set. Now here it's the same thing, k is 1, k is 2. I'm sure you're thorough by, if you carefully listen, if you have understood this, you can solve it by yourself and you can be very thorough. These are simple problems. The answer is 0 and 4. Here also you can solve it. You will get the 2 answers, 4 by 5 and 2 by 5. You can see all the steps and the solution set is written as 2 by 5 comma 4 by 5. That's it. And here as well you can see this is the 2 answers. And lastly we have over here again this has answer. It's positive. Look over here, this is negative. That means there is no answer. It is a null set. So that's the thing. There is no solution, empty set. Null and empty means the same. It's nothing, So because distance cannot be negative. And that's the end of the question number 4. I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, please do post them in the comments and I will try to get back to you very soon. Please do practice more and more problems to be thorough on this topic. Moving on to the question number 5, which is to solve proportions. This is again similar to the previous topics. It is just the same method, same concept, but a bit longer this time. You can see the problems are like this. Here we have to solve each proportion, if necessary, round off to the nearest 100. Now this is the question here. How would we start solving this? Look, the above terms are together. Now I will just draw the graphs over here. See, this term and this term is together, this and this is together, and this below term can be easily multiplied, okay, or cross multiplied. So now what we do is, I'll write it out over here. 4v plus 7 divided by 15 equals 6v plus 2. The best and the easy way would be just cross multiplying, because there's an equal to in between, right? Don't keep anything in the denominator because it's very hard. Try to make everything in the numerator. There are other ways to simplify, but the easiest would be cross multiply. This goes to the other side, this to the other side. Or you're basically multiplying by 15 and 10 on both the sides, and then the 15 away cancels, you're remaining with 10, and here 10 cancels, remaining with 15. Whichever is okay. But I feel that 10 will go to the other side. This is 7 equals, now remember this term, whatever is originally there, put it in brackets. That is very important. And then this 15 comes up over here. This is the thing. Now we do distributive property, that is multiply this inside to both the terms. Now the concept which was taught beforehand in the previous question, multiplying this is very important. You're multiplying 10 inside, it will be 40v plus 70. That is equal to 15 times 6, 75 plus 15 is 90v plus 30. Now simplify the v's. Now how would you take? Which to take? This or this? We need to have v's in the one side, the variable v, and the numbers in one side. Always look which is the bigger number. The variable having 90 is the bigger variable, bigger value, rather than the 40 into v. So v can be any value. Say v is 2. Doesn't matter what, 40 into 2 will be 80, whereas 90 into 2 will be 180. So this is the bigger value, isn't it? So that is why we consider the coefficient of the variable, whichever is bigger, leave it over there. Don't move that. The smaller one moves. Whereas over here, this one, numbers just to other side. Doesn't matter which is big or small, only the variable. So this 90v remains, and this 40v goes to the other side, becomes negative 40. Whereas 70 over here and minus 30. Now let's simplify this. 70 minus 30 would give you 40 equals, here it will be 50v. Now take this to the other side, 50 to the other side, it will be 40 by 50 equals v, that is 4 by 5. 4 by 5 is the answer. This is how we solve it. Now here also, what's done over here? 4 by 5 or 0.8, it's the same thing. It's okay, they're just done it long, multiply by one number, one more number. Anyway, this is the same thing. It's not wrong or anything, just that this method is very easier, okay? And you can also do this in calculator. You can do it directly. Take out your calculators. Here, type it out as it is. 4v, that is alpha x plus 7 divided by 15. This is equal to 6 alpha x plus 2 by 10. Both the variables are same. If this is, say, one value, this is also the same value. So variable x and x. Now shift and solve. You'll directly, and press equal to, you'll directly get the answer 0.8. And that was the answer over here. You can see, same answer. Same thing, all these problems can be easily solved in the calculator, but if you're directly doing it, this is the method. I'll do this one. This is easy. You can try this just like the previous one. Let me do a difficult one. All the methods are there. The steps are there over here. Even this is very straightforward. The steps are there over here. Let me see. Okay, this one, the G's and all is down. So how would you do this? Again, the concept is the same. Only thing is, now this entire term moves to the other numerator and this to the other side of equal to. That would mean it would be 5g plus 10. Let me just, sorry. First, let me write 2 because it's easier to have a number at the left side. This number, right, the 2 is over here, multiplied with this entire term over there, 5g plus 10. that is equal to 4 remains, and whatever is there it comes up G plus 6. This is the thing. Now you have to multiply this inside over here. It'll be 2 times 5 is 10G plus 10 times 2 is 20. That is equal to 4G plus 6 times 4 is 24. This is the answer. This is the simplification of the distributive property. It's not the answer. But what I want to say is, this is how we get this. Now we have done this before. 10G is bigger, leave it over there. 4G is small, take it away to the other side. Minus 4G. Numbers all at one place. 24 minus 20. It'll be 6G equals 4. G equals 4 by 6, or G equals 2 by third, or 2/3. That will be 0.666. So that is the answer. Okay, 0.67 to simplify it off. Now this is how we would do it. It'll just repeat, right? 0.6666 and keeps on going. So we just write 67. This is how we do it. If you want, you can put this in the calculator and directly get this answer. That's also possible. Same concept, same method used everywhere. This is again another straightforward problem. So please do it by yourself. You can see it's just simple as this. Take the 6 and 3 to the other side and simplify. Even over here, take 8 and 7 to the other sides and simplify it. You can easily do this and you can check the answers. All the problems are just the straightforward problems, very same. There is only one variable in proportion, so it's very, very easy. Okay, you can easily solve it up. And this is the answer. Now, if you're thinking, we can just put this in calculator, last solving. But over here, what would happen is, this 18 cancels, 26 by 18. If you write this in fractions, that would be over here, that is equal to 13 by 9. 13 by 9 is 1.44. So that's why this answer. And here as well, all problems are very simple and easy. So I hope you can do it by yourselves. Try solving all the problems, okay? That's the answer. Let me do, this is also again easy. Let me do the last one. Over here is the answer. Now this is also easy, but let me just do it. This is the last problem. Now here, take the 7 to the other side. Easily it can be done. 7j minus 5. That is equal to 2 times j plus 8. Now the 7 multiplies inside. 7j minus 7 times 5 is 35. That is equal to 2j plus 8 times 2 is 16. Leave the 7j over here. Take the smaller j to the other side. Minus 2j, that is equal to 35 plus 16. And 35 plus 16 would be 45, 51. And over here we would have 5j. Let me just check this out. Yeah, it's 15. J is equal to 51 by 5. That would be nearly 10.2, I guess. Okay, it'll be 10/150. Yeah, it'll be 10.2. Let's check. Yeah, that's the answer. Now, if you're thinking how we can directly do this is, what I do is, if you're not using your calculators, there's a method. This is 51, right? So 50 plus 1 divided by 5. That would be 50 by 5 plus 1 by 5. 50 by 5 is 10 plus 1/5. That is 10/1/5. 1/5 is 0.2, right? 1 part of 5. That would be 20%. Or 10 plus 0.2 or 10.2. So that's how we can get it directly. You can do it in mind. Starting, it might be, oh, what is this? But if you practice with a couple of problems, it'll just come to your mind directly. The answer will directly pop up. So this is how we can solve it. And that's the end of this topic. Please do practice more problems. And if you have any doubts, post them in the comments and I will try to get back to you very soon. The question number 6 is to calculate and interpret slope. This is very simple as long as you know a simple formula, just substitution and getting the answer. Let's look into the first problem. Here they have asked you to find the value of r so that the line passes through each pair of the points given the slope. They have given you a slope, they have given 2 points. Say now, this is not accurate, but just a line. It passes 2 points and the point is mentioned and the slope is mentioned. Now this cannot be the same slope. This is a positive slope here. But imagine some slope m was given, x1, y1, x2, y2. Which is the formula that connects all this? It's the slope formula, right? M equals y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. This is the only thing you need to know. Here you consider this as x1, y1, x2, y2, and m is given. So substitute everything. Say m is minus 4 equals, what is y2? Unknown value r, sorry for that. It's r minus, what is y1? It's 10 divided by, what is x2 minus 2 minus 2r. Now all you need to do is solve it and get the answer. Now since this is in the question number 6, the part 1, we can use our calculators. I will tell you how to do it in calculator and then manually solve it as well. Let's take out your calculators. Here what you do is type this minus 4 equals is by alpha and calc, and this r is the unknown value, which is alpha x, minus 10 divided by minus 2 minus 12, and that's it. That would be the, you can't press equal to, sorry, it'll be a syntax error. You need to press shift solve equal to, this is the answer. That's 66. Now let's do manually. If you're doing it manually, how do you solve it? All you need to do is simplify this first. Let's leave this minus 4 here itself, equals r minus 10 divided by, what happens here? It's minus 14. Now take this minus 14 to the other side. It will be minus 4 times minus 14 equals r minus 10. What is 14 times 4? 14, 28, 56. Okay, it will be plus 56 because minus and minus will be plus 56 is r minus 10. Take minus 10 to the other side, it will be plus 10, 66 equals r. This is the easy way to do it, and you can see the solved problem here. This is it. So what I would suggest is just substitute the formula and directly put it in the calculator. It's a MCQ, just choose the correct answer. We will do this one as well over here. I'll write the formula again, very important. M equals y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So here m is given as 8, y2, see this is x1, y1, x2, y2. y2 is 13 minus y1 is minus 5. So use a bracket, there are two minus here, divided by x2 is 3 minus r. I'm going to use the calculator directly. All you do is this symbol over here, 8 equals this 13 minus of minus 5 divided by 3 minus alpha x. Shift and solve. Now this is the old saved answer, the previous saved answer. When you press after shift solve equal to, you get the new answer. It's 0.75 or 3 by 4. So that's the answer. Same way, please do it. Now what if you don't know 0.7 is 3 by 4? You will have 4 options, isn't it? Just solve all the options. 3/4 will give you 0.75. Only one answer will be accurate to what you get. Now solve the others by yourselves. Please do pause the video. This is again straightforward. Please do pause the video. Type the, write the formula, type it in the calculator and find the answer, and then check with the answers over here. See, this is the answer, R is 6. Very simple. You don't need to do any of this method. Just from the calculator, directly the answer. Even over here, same thing. Very easy and simple. You can see the answer is 2 here. Answer varies. Please try, pause the video now, do it by yourself and then check for the answer. Here it's 8. Similarly, we have half as slope. This will be x1. Now even you can consider, let me just do this one. Let me do the last one. Okay, this is again easy. Here answer is 4. And now If you want, instead of considering this as x1, I'll take this x2, y2, then this will be x1, y1. You will get the same answer. It'll be y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. The formula doesn't change. This is 3/4. What is y2? It's, in this case, I've taken it as 4 minus 1 divided by r minus 7. Let's use the calculator and get the answer here. All you do is substitute 3/4, 3 by 4 equals 4 minus 1 alpha x minus 7. Shift and solve and you will get the answer. Take some time to load. So if at all you don't get somehow, just clear the calculator and then you will get, okay, the answer is 11 here. That should be the answer. Yes, that is the correct answer. So if at all you don't get the answer, just shift and, clear your calculator. Now we got it. Clearing is shift 9, 3 equal AC. It'll be all clear. Then it'll be quick in getting the answer. So that's it. That's the end of this topic. Please remember this formula, the slope formula, which is very crucial and you can easily solve this type of problems. Question number 7 is about dilations to graph linear functions. This is very simple because it's under the part 1. You can directly find the graphs easily. I'll tell you the shortcut and also the actual method as well. This is the question. We have to describe the dilation of this function to this given particular function. Now what the graph is given is the parent function graph. Over here you can see this is a direct linear line, y equals x. See, f of x, the function, is equal to y. That's the y coordinate. This is equal to x. If you remember the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, the same one is used. Just that, what is the y-intercept here? It's 0. So b is 0. Y is equal to 1x. Okay, because the slope is 1. Y for 1 x coordinate, 1 y coordinate, like that. How do you do that? I hope you remember. See, whatever is the slope, dy by dx, you must write this number up. And what is the number below? There is nothing, so it is 1 only. 1 by 1 is 1, isn't it? So this is one way. Now the given question here is y equals phi x. So dy by dx will be the upper one, phi by 1, that is equal to phi, isn't it? This is the easy way to understand this. Now what is y? Y is the y-axis. You can see there are 5 units. Now each unit is 1, 2, 3, 4. Each block is 2 units. 5. This is the point. That is at 1. Can you see 5 and 1? Okay, this will be the new graph. This will be the second point. And you have to draw a graph something like this. Okay, it'll go there. Now, sorry, that is not accurate. We have to do at least 2 points. Now, what will be the next point? Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1. It will be over here. So you have to draw a line which passes these points. Okay, something like this. This will be something like that. That will be our answer directly from the slope. Even this point is enough. Just that if you have a scale, you can draw it properly. Let's see the answer 1 minute. You can see that is the answer. We have drawn roughly, but that's the accurate answer. Now, if you're going through the actual method, you have to just do table x values, assume x values. F of x means substitute the x values over here and solve. Phi f of x. So over here, you have to just substitute phi into minus 2, that is minus 10. Phi into 0 is 0. Phi into 2 is 10. And plot the points and graph it. But that is such a onerous task. You know, it will take a long time. So what you can do is easily look at this dilation or dilation. Phi, that means for 1 unit of x, it will be 5 units of y. Or you can take a multiple of that. Instead of 1 unit of phi, I know for x1, y will be 5. If it's 2, it will be 10. If it's 3, it will be 15. Now see over here. If I take 1, 2, it will be 10 over here. This is 10.10. That's it. So this is the thing. But easy way is, this is 1, x will be 1, y will be 5. That's the point. That's how we do it. We will see one more problem. You will understand better. Now here it's 1 by 3. So most important thing is whatever you see over here, slope 1 by 3, that is dy by dx. Here now, for 3 units of x, denominator is x, numerator is y. For 3 units of x, now what happens? This is 1, 2, 3. So 3 units of x, what is the y? Only 1. So this will be the point. So graph will be passing like this somehow. We will directly see the answer now. See, that is the thing. You can easily tell it. Now I will remove this and you can see 1, 2, 3 somewhere over here and 1. If you again 1, 2, 3, it will be 2 and so on. So no need of all the other things, directly dilate it and you will get the answers. Same thing here, it is 1.5. Now, if you put 1.5 in the calculator, you will directly get 3 by 2. So here dy is 3, dx is 2. So 1, 2 for x. See, the down one is the x value, 2x. 1, 2, 3. Somewhere over here will be the next point. So the graph has to be something, sorry, if you have a scale you can accurately get it, but it will be something like that. That line will be somewhere something like that. You can see the answer. It's very close, you know. Mine is not accurate, but you can see it's very, very close enough to the answer. So that's it. That's how we can easily solve them. And 3x, now 3 will be for 1 unit of x, 1, 2, 3 units of y. Somewhere over here the point will be there. You can see that's the point where I kept the cursor. 1, 1, 2, 3. Why? Because 3 has no denominator. See, 3 by 1. So dy by dx. Or you just understand y-axis by x-axis is the slope. Okay, now the slope is 3, that is the numerator, by 1. And now then what else? Over here it's 3 by 4. That means x-axis is 4, y-axis is 3. So somewhere over here the point will be there. See, only the thing is over here x value will be 4. So here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. This will be a point in the answer. Very close to it otherwise. So you can see that's a point. Okay, it may not be accurate because I'm just doing it, directly. But if you take the exact measurements, you will get the accurate graph. But you don't need to do accurate. You can easily figure out which is the correct graph. There will be only one graph with the correct point. So it's very, very easy. Just plot one point and eliminate all the other 3 graphs. Because 3 by 4. So this will be the point. Only one correct graph will have this point. No other graph can have this. Okay, that's how we do it. 0.4. What is 0.4? If you put this in calculator, you will get 4 by 10. So dy dx. You can simplify this. You won't get 4 by 10 in the calculator. Sorry, you will get 2 by 5 in the calculator. Okay. 0.4 is 4 by 10 because you can just take the decimal to the other side, you'll get 4 by 10. But if you put 0.4 in calculator, you will get 2 by 5 automatically. So 2 by 5, that means for 5 units of x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here, it's 2 units of y, it will be over here. So this will be the point, something like this, the graph. We will just check answer. See, it's somewhere over there. Not accurate, but very close enough. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will be 1, 2. That's it. And then we can see another graph. Now it's -4. That means it goes downwards. Now let us do this. Dy by dx equals what? -4 by 1. Because it's only -4, right? Now here, y moves downwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y is -4. X is 1. This one. So this will be the point. The graph will be something like this. That's again very bad. Now here the graph will be joining something like this. Okay. It will be going towards downwards like that. You can see the answer. It's somewhere over there. So that's the answer. Why? Because there's minus. So y value over here will be downwards. That's it. And here -8. So again, Minus 8 by 1, it will be minus 8 and 1. See, this will be a point over here. Let me just point it out over here, somewhere over here. That will be the point. Why? Because minus 8 and x is 1. Minus 8 means downwards. See, that's the point. Very, very simple and straightforward. So please do solve these problems by yourself. And the last one over here, minus 2. What I do is always take the minus to the y. Minus 2 by 3, that is dy by dx. Now minus 2 is over here and x value is 3, 1 to 3 over here. So this will be the point. So the graph will go something like this. And you can check the graph. That's the answer. You don't need to do the plotting. Plotting will take a lot of time. So directly do this and you can easily get the answer. It will be the correct answer itself. So that's basically it for this topic. Just make sure if it's negative, take it downwards. If it's positive, it will just be upward and right. And if it's minus sign, give the y-axis minus, whichever is easy for you. And always remember the formula dy by dx and you can solve these problems easily. Question number 8 is to apply the arithmetic sequence formula. Here it is about arithmetic progressions and sequences. We will look into a problem. We have to use the arithmetic sequence to write an equation and then find seventh term of the sequence. See, don't directly substitute the formula and get the answer, because you might be asked in your MCQs to write the equation. There is no calculator method for this first part. So it's very easy, just a formula. So I will just tell you what's the formula. You must remember the nth term, an, of any sequence, arithmetic sequence, is given by the first term plus n minus 1 times d, where d is the common difference. We will see what it is. First thing, a1 is the first term. In this sequence, a1 is minus 3. That's it, straightforward, first problem, the first term. N is given to you. Now, if they tell you to write an equation, n remains as n itself. Don't substitute anything. And then find the seventh term, this is n. In the second part, we have to substitute n as 7. What is this d? D is basically any second term minus the previous term. It is basically an minus n minus 1, because if you're considering minus 13, the previous term will be minus 8. Now, why we write a2 minus a? Really, we should not write this. Actually, it is an and an minus 1. So now imagine I've taken the fourth term. D is a4 minus 1 will be 3. It's like that. If I take this as 2, then this will be 1. Why 2? 2 minus 1 is 1. Now, what will be the substitution? Over here, it will be minus 8 minus of minus 3. You can put this in calculator and solve. Oh, it's very straightforward. Minus minus becomes plus, so it will be minus 5 here. So this is d value. You got a1. Substitute in this formula. The nth equation is given as the first term, that is minus 3 plus. Now, initially, don't write anything for n. Just write n minus 1 times what is d? It is minus 5. Now, we can simplify it further. Distributive property, this minus 5 is multiplied here, both the cases. See, it will be minus 5n plus 5. Why? Because minus 5 times n and minus 5 times minus 1 will be plus 1. The answer over here will be minus 5n plus 5 minus 3 will be plus 2. This is the nth equation. So if they ask you just to write an equation, this will be the answer. You can see the first part is this, minus 5n plus 2. But now in the exam, if they ask you just directly find the seventh term, if you have already done this, now your seventh term is a7. So wherever n is there, just substitute 7 multiplied by n as 7 plus 2. Negative 5 times 7 is negative 35 plus 2, which gives you negative 33. This is the answer. Otherwise, in this formula, directly you can substitute in everything. So a7 will be equal to what? a1 is minus 3 plus 7n is 7 minus 1 times d, that is minus 5. Now put this in calculator, you will get the answer. Let's directly do it in calculator. We can do it over here manually, and you can try it in calculator. Minus 3 plus 7 minus 6 is 6. 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 times 5 is minus 30 over here. Minus 30. Now minus 33. The same answer you will get. Doesn't matter which formula you use. But again, I will tell you, if they are asking you equations, then they won't give you this n value. So you just have to substitute a1 and d in this formula and keep n as it is and solve. This would be your answer. An equals minus 5n plus 2. If they ask you, say, 7th term or 10th term, then you have to substitute the n value. Since it is an MCQ, see what is given. Don't do all. If they directly ask you the 10th term or anything, use this formula, see over here, substitute directly and get the answer. Just substituting, and then in the calculator you will get the answer. So the answer is minus 33 here. Same thing for the other problems. See, the 7th term is minus 33, but if they ask you the equation, then this is the equation. Here as well, they have told you the 7th term, but the equation will be this first part by substituting the formula. See, d over here will be 3 minus of minus 2, it will be 5, or 8 minus 3, that is 5. First term is minus 2. Substitute, you will get the answer. Now, what is the nth term? Here, you can use this equation, or I will show you over here. It will be the same formula, that is an equals n minus 1 times, sorry, I forgot to write a1. It's a1 plus n minus 1 times d. Now here a 7th term, so a1 is minus 2 plus 7 minus 1 times d is 5. Multiply this by 5. So here you will have minus 2 plus 6 times 5 is 30. The answer will be positive 28. 30 minus 2 is 28. So that's it. Here they have multiplied 7 from here, but in the exam, be careful, read the problem and then find the correct answer. You will have the options, select the correct answer. Even you can just keep on adding 5 over here. So just imagine you keep on adding 5. Next term would be 18. That will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th term. Then again add 5, it will be 23. That's the 6th term. 7th term will be adding 5, 28. Very easy. Same concept applies in all the problems. So please make sure you solve them by yourself. This is the formula here and substitute to get the equation. If not, substitute directly the n value and get the answer as well. Same thing with the next one as well. Over here, now just be careful, it's decimals, doesn't matter. See, now if you're in a hurry and want to find d, what I would do is I would choose 0. Why? Because 0 is so easy to solve, right? 0 minus the previous term, minus of minus 0.25. The answer is plus 0.25. This is the d value. Otherwise, you can do this. Minus 0.5 minus of minus 0.75. This becomes 0.5 negative plus 0.75. That's 0.25 itself. Answer will be the same. Any values you take, consider this and the previous one, you will get the answer. So in this case, the answer d value is 0.25, a is over here negative 0.75. Substitute and get the answers. This is the equation. If you want the nth term, you just substitute the n value and get the answer. Very easy topic. Please make sure you remember the formula and you can easily solve the problems. The question number 9 is to identify and graph piecewise defined functions. As the name denotes, piecewise means there are some pieces of graphs. We will look into the problems. You can see this is the piecewise equation. They will mention x value, which is a very important thing. Now in this graph, so if you graph this coordinate, at x equals 3, this is somewhere around 3, there will be a change in the graph. There will be a discontinuity. In the sense, what happens? Anything that is greater than 3 will follow this equation. So anything that's greater than 3 will have the first equation. Now what is this first equation? Half x minus 1. Now there are various ways to graph this. You can just substitute some values at 3, 4 and easily do it. I would suggest that because otherwise it would be confusing. So I will start with 3 obviously because x is 3. So instead of x, just substitute the value of 3. So half into 3 minus 1. Half into 3 is 1.5 minus 1 is 0.5. So what happens? The first value is, if this is 1, 0.5 here. Okay, I'll just make a dot now. Next one, half into 4 minus 1. So half of 4 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. So at 4, it is 1. Okay, let me just make the dots. Now, this is the first equation, that's greater than 3. You can't take anything values of x less than 3. It should be greater than, so 3 is also not included, but I'll tell you why we take 3. 3, 4, 5 like that. Now, whenever you have greater than or less than, it is a whole like this. Whereas if it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, then it's a point in the graph. Now the starting point at 3 here, since it's only greater than, you start with the whole and then this graph continues something like this. That is the first part. The second part, how would it be? Here, minus 2x plus 3, right? So just substitute values of 3, 2 and less than 3. Anything, 2, 1, 0 and so on. So how would you do is minus 2x plus 3. Instead of x, I'll start with 3 plus 3. It is minus 6 plus 3, that is negative 3. Now this is the point somewhere over here, minus 3. I'll just make a point now. And then let's take 0 because it's very easy value to solve. 2 times 0 plus 3. At 0, it is over here somewhere plus 3. Okay, this is the point. Now here, when you start graphing, you have to draw a line, right? If you take an intermediate point, it'll fall within this line. Say if you are taking 1 plus 3, so it will be minus 2 plus 3 equals positive 1. So at x equals 1, y is somewhere over here. Okay, and it falls in that line only. So here when you start at 3, this is very important. You must take a point, closed point, and now join these. Okay, that was not a linear graph. It should be linear, it should be straight. Use a scale. That will be the graph. So your final graph will be looking something like this. That's it. Let's directly jump to the answer for a minute. You can see this is the whole and it goes over here indefinitely, and you can see this is the another graph. Now it's not accurate, but that's what it is. Here at 3 I've stopped. These are the important points to know. But you will have 4 options of graph, so it is very easy to select. Now I hope this is clear how I graphed it. That's the actual way to graph it up. But now I'll tell you a shortcut method to easily select the correct answer. So you will have 4 options of graph, isn't it? Now take out your calculators. Here you need to just select any point. Say I'm selecting 1. Now 1 is less than 3. So use this equation and substitute 1 instead of x. So it's minus 2 into 1 plus 3. What is the value? Y is also 1. At x1, y is 1. Yes, correct. Choose another point. Say 0. Substitute instead of x as 0, it's 3. Is it correct? Yes. That means this graph is correct. There might be 2 options with the same graph, but this graph might vary. So you need to choose the other, you need to choose the correct answer. So use this equation now. Now when we're starting this equation, use the first equation, that's greater than 3. So what I'll do is, I'll just substitute this value. 1 by 2, that's half of, what is x? You can choose anything. I'll choose 4 for now. Minus 1. What's the answer? 1. Is it true? At x equals 4, y is 1. Yes. Let me change this to 3. It's half or 0.5. Is it true? Yes. Don't go before that because this does not exist less than 3, only greater than 3. Now within just 2 or 3 or 4, maximum 4 points of checking, you can easily eliminate all the other 4 options and then directly choose the correct answer. This is how we can easily do the shortcut method. Let's do one more problem here. Now here this domain is basically all real numbers and the range is over here all values which are greater than -3 at this point, because from the graph you can say what is this domain and range. D is domain, that is whichever where the graph which parts of the graph is on the x-axis. Like you can have any x values here. This is linear, so it's always all real numbers. Okay, doesn't matter what. Real range, R is range, is also real numbers for linear function, but for piecewise it is not like that. Look at this. Is there any, see this is going up, but is there any part of the graph going down? No. So range is all the values above this, because y-axis is only above this. That's the range. Now here we will see one more problem. Here let's look into the answer and then solve. Yeah, this is the first part and this is the second part. Now how you basically do is choose any equation. This is greater than 1, right? I'll choose that one. 2 into, instead of, I'll start with 1 minus 5. What is the answer? -3. Is it true? Yes. And a whole, this is very important. This might be, see, the graph might be same and the whole and the point might be different. So remember, when it's less than, see there is a line missing, so it's just a whole. Whereas it's greater than, there's too much extra line. That means make it a point. Okay, remember however you can remember. Now here, I have checked this point. Let me check one more point. 1 is done. So let me try greater than 1. So let me try for 2. Is it -1? X as, yes. When x is 2, it's -1. Now you can change this to say 4 and check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yes, x is 3. Same thing, check for the other graph. It is 4 into x. I'll start with 1 -3. But now it should be reducing. See, the first value is yes, 1, correct. Now the x value should reduce. Let's start where it takes 0. At 0, is it at 1, 2, 3? Sorry, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Yes, -3 is correct. Same way you can go further. You can even take, say, 0.5 and check. It's -1. 4x into less than. Yes, now at 0.5 over here, it's -1. Yes, correct. Can you see over here? And you can try -0.5. This is about 5. Yes. So you can check anything and the answer will be correct. This is how you eliminate the other graphs. Only one will give you the correct answer. If there are 2 graphs, but if the difference is with these points, make sure you understand whenever you have a point, sorry, whole, this is whole, it is either greater or less than only. But for a point, that means it's greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Okay, that's how we do it. So please go through the other problems. They are all same, straightforward. You can do the calculator method and directly check the answer. But if you graph them, it will be something like this. See here, less than is always, less than -3 is only, sorry, what I mean is this equation is having only less than. So it is a whole. Whereas this one is having a point. That's it. This next value is also same. You can check over here. Very easy, very straightforward. Here, see the domain and range is all real numbers. Both are all real numbers. Oh, sorry, range, not all real numbers. Look, all possible values above this point, above 3, 6, 7. All possible values above 7 and all possible values less than 4, right, are in the range. But these 2 points, look, is there any part of the graph within this? Y equals 5? No. That's the thing. So you must know that whatever is not there will be excluded. So range is not all real numbers. Here, these values are the excluded values. That is from here to here. That's how we do it. And see, it is greater than or equal to 7. Why? Because it's a point. It's a point, yeah. Whereas it's less than 4 because it's a whole over here, only less than. Same thing over here. Please try solving these by yourselves and then check for the answers. If you're doing the calculator method, you will have 4 options. Easily eliminate the options and make sure you see this whole and point properly and then select it. And this is the last problem, I believe. Yeah. And this is the answers. All are the same type. So just remember this method, easily solve this problem. Do practice more and more problems. You will be thorough, and during the exam, it will be much easier then. The question number 10 is to apply translations to absolute value functions. Now we know absolute value functions, let's look at the answer. Look something like this. Okay, this is the parent function of the absolute value function. How do we know its translation? Now, since this is the question number 10, I'll tell you the direct shortcut method. Here, all you need to know is two important things. Where this number is, whether it's added or subtracted outside the absolute value function or inside this. Now, whenever you have like this absolute x plus or minus any number, say n, it will go either up or down. If it is plus, it will go up, minus, it will go down. When it is inside here, plus or minus over here, n, the absolute modulus symbol is over here. Modulus is these two lines, and inside that there is a number. Say, for example, x plus 5 straight line or x minus 5 straight line. In this case, the vertex, right, moves left or right. Now, when is it left? When is it right? Whatever is inside must be equated to 0. X plus 5 equal to 0. What is x value? Minus 5. So when x plus 5, it will actually be at minus 5. It will move towards the left. When it's x minus 5 equated to 0, x is equal to positive 5, right? So when x is minus 5, it will move to the right. We will see this in a while. But now the first problem. Directly, you don't need to graph anything. See over here, this is the parent function, absolute value. Over here at 0, 0, it will be there. Only outside is minus 5, so it will just jump down. Outside, if it's minus 5, it goes down. Plus 5 goes up directly, nothing, no change. So minus 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is minus 5. So as it is just shifted it down, shifted otherwise. Down, sorry, by 5 units. That's it. So here translated 5 units down. Now what about over here? It will be translated 6 unit to the left. Now if this is the parent function, it will not go right because x plus 6 equated to 0, x will be equal to minus 6. So if this is minus 6 point, then it will be shifted there. Very straightforward. Directly you have to describe, right? You can describe by saying it's translated to the left by 6 units, or the graph is see like this, left side. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 6 is translated 6 units left. What about this? Now here there are two translations. First one is negative 2. Let's directly look into the answer and then I will explain. It's much easier because it's straightforward problems. Here minus 2 means what? It will be x equals 2. So it goes 2 units to the right. And then 7 units up. 2, each block is 2 units. 2, 4, 6, and middle of that is 7 over here. This is the answer, okay? Then we go like this. That's it. So just make sure the vertex moves and then it's just the straight lines, nothing else. Here as next problem over here, we have again double translations. The same thing. What happens if we have, originally we will have from 0, 0, now it's plus 1, so it will move at minus 1 and then minus 3, 1, 2, 3. So this will be the vertex somewhere over here like this. You can see the parent graph is 0, 0. This will be translated 1 unit left, 3 units down. The vertex is moved. Here directly only 1 unit up. There is no horizontal translation, only vertical translation. So you can see it's only 1 unit up. That's it. And here we go. It is minus 8. So it's just minus 8 down units. Oh, sorry. Look at me. I nearly got confused. Here, look, it's inside the modulus symbol. So it will be x equals positive 8. So this is positive 8, the vertex. Once you know the concept, it's the same relatable concept everywhere. Even over here, okay, now it's changed. You need to write the function. How do you write this? Look at the graph. Originally, this is at modulus x. Okay, but now look, it's gone left. 1, 2. So it's minus 2. X is equal to minus 2. That means get it inside, it will be x plus 2, isn't it? So the answer is x plus 2 for this particular equation. That's it, x plus 2. What about over here? Try it by yourselves. Pause the video and try it. It's minus 1. That means x plus 1. And goes down 1, 2, down and up. It will be as it is. If it's down, minus 2. That's it. So this would be the final answer. X plus 1 minus 2. And lastly, we have just going down by 3 units. So modulus x minus 3 only. Minus 3 is outside the modulus. See, modulus x minus 3. This is how we can easily solve these problems. There is no difficult problem at all. If you know the concept horizontal translation and vertical translation, then it's very, very easy. Moving on to the question number 11, we are supposed to write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form, given the slope and 1 point. Here it is mentioned clearly, there's only slope given and 1 point. How would we do it? So let's look in a problem and solve. Here we have been given slope and a point, and we have been told to write this slope-intercept form for this particular line. Any line that passes through this point and the slope. So the slope means m, right? M is given as half. Okay, that's good. We know x and y. But what is the slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b, where x and y will be variables. We write it as x and y only. M is given half, but what is b? We don't know the b value. Now, you have been given a point, so substitute the point over here. Instead of y, I will substitute 2 equals m is what? Half times. What is x? 4 plus b. Now solve this. It is 1 time, 2 times, and take the 2 to the other side. It will be 2 minus 2 equals b. That is 0 equals b. Now we found the b value. Now again use the same slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. And here keep the m and y and x values as variable. Only substitute the slope and the b value. X plus 0. That is y equals half x. So if you draw an equation, if you draw a graph of this particular equation, you will get the slope half, because the slope is mentioned, half x, and this particular line equation will pass through these points. This would be the final answer, the equation. You don't need to do this part, but in writing it's not there because it's question number 11, but you need to directly find it. You can do it directly in the calculator and just find the equation. This would be the answer. It's half x. Let's do one more over here. First thing, write the slope-intercept form. We are using this formula 2 times. Y equals mx plus b. Again, you can write it. Y equals mx plus b. First time, find the b value. Here, what we do is we find b value only. So it would be, substitute this, x, y, and m. Y value is negative 2 equals, m is 1 by thirds into x value is 3 plus b. And substitute, simplify, it is 1 time, minus 2 equals b. Now here we found the b value, so substitute it over here. That is minus 2. And what about the other things? Y equals m is what? 1/3 x minus b, minus 2. That is the answer. Very, very easy. There is no calculator method for this. Only this can be solved in calculator if you want. But you need to write it in equation. So you can't solve in calculators. So you can see it's minus. Oh, now, my bad. What did I do? I have done a major mistake. I apologize. I will not cut this out from the video because the mistake what I did is, a crucial one. I want you to also learn from this mistake. So minus 2 equals 1/3 into 3 is 1. It's not multiplication, it's 1 plus b. Now take this 1 to the other side, it'll be minus 2 minus 1 equals b. The answer is minus 3 equals b. What I had written, 2 minus 2 is wrong. This is the correct answer. Now you substitute this value here. It's not minus 2, it's minus 3. That is the answer. You can see it's minus 3. That's a silly mistake, but a major mistake because you lose a lot of marks because entire thing goes wrong, right? So please be careful with that. Now another problem, please do this problem by yourselves and then check for the answers. Here we can just directly do the slope intercept form y equals mx plus b, substitute all these values, find the b value. That's the step one. If you're getting difficulties, just use calculator and do it. Otherwise, over here 9 by 2 is negative 4.5. So when you take it over here, it will be negative positive 4, positive 4.5. This is 8.5. And then you just substitute in the slope intercept form and getting the answer. Second step is very easy. Just substitute m value and b value only. But b value must be found out before and y and x remains variables. Same thing here, doesn't matter, it's the same values, same problems, same type, same method, but only values change. Please do these problems by yourselves and then check for the answers. Pause the video now, do this, and then check the answer. They're very simple answers. And the last one, we will quickly do this one. Y equals mx plus b. Substitute, what is x, y, and m? Y is minus 5 equals m is minus 3 by 2 multiplied by x is 1 plus b. Now when you multiply this, it's going to be the same. Minus 5 equals minus 3 by 2. I will write 3 by 2 as 1.5 because it's 1.5 plus b. Let me take 1.4 to the other side. Minus 5 plus 1.5 equals b. The answer over here would be minus 3.5 equals b. I hope this is clear. Next part, same thing, y equals mx plus b. All you do is substitute only m value, that is negative 3 by 2, x plus what is b? It is negative, so I'll write minus 3.5. Now what if this option is not there? If you put in calculator 3.5, you will get 7 by 2. Which is y equals negative 3 by 2x minus 7 by 2. This will be the final answer. So it's negative 7 by 2 or negative 3.5. So this would be the answer, negative 3 by 2x minus 7 by 2. Please do remember the formula, slope-intercept form. Remember the substitution, how you exactly do it. First find b and then write the slope-intercept form. Just substitute m and the b value. Y and x remains variable. Please do practice more problems and be thorough with this topic. Question number 12 is to find inverses of linear functions. Here we need to follow certain set of rules to find the inverse because it's about an equation given to us. Now let's look over here. First thing, inverse means if there is x, it becomes y and y becomes x, right? Say for example, inverse of this coordinate 2 and 5 will be the inverse pair over here, xy would be this, y becomes the x value over here 5 and this x value becomes the y 5, 2. So this is what inverse means. If it's plus, it becomes minus. If it's multiplication, it's division. If it's 1 by 2, inverse would be 2 by 1. These are the inverse things. Now what do we do for a function? We need to follow set of rules. First of all, whenever we have f of x, write it as y equals 8x minus 5. Now, wherever y is there, put x, and wherever x is there, put y. Just swap these two. In the sense, it will become x equals 8y minus 5. Now, we solve for y because whenever we write function f of x, right, this is equal to y. Now this y value, whatever is there, that is equal to f inverse of x. That is the inverse function. Why? Because we have already swapped the original function. So it's not y exactly, it's y in terms of inverse of function. So now take everything to the other side and keep y alone. That means x becomes x plus 5. This 5 goes over there, divided by 8 equals y. I directly jump steps, so I'll write in detailed steps. Here, plus 5 equals 8y. Divide 8 both the sides, it will be x plus y divided by 8 equals y. This is the answer. But don't write like this. The answer will be f inverse of x equals, this y is inverse, right? That is equal to x plus 5 by 8. That's the answer. Now looking over here, you can see that this is the simplified. There is no brackets over here. So look at this x. X, next to it is plus minus, which becomes plus 5. And before it is 8, which is multiplication, becomes division. That is the inverse. That's it. So this would be the final answer. And same way you can try the other problems by yourselves. Over here now what they have done is they have simplified it further. This 8, right, they have done distributive property, x divided by 8 plus 5 divided by 8. So this is it, 1 by 8 and x by 8 is the same thing. Next one is over here. So now if you're thinking the final answer would be x minus 7 by 6, this is kind of wrong. Why? Because first multiply this. It will be 6x plus 6 times 7 is 42. Now here it would be x minus 42 divided by 6. This would be the final answer. Let's just check quickly. So you can say x minus 42 divided by 6. This I'm doing directly, but the actual method is what? Now we can, we can leave it like this, because if you're doing the method, it is y equals 6 of x plus 7. Swap the y and x, it will be x equals 6 of y plus 7. Now solve for y. So take this to the other side. What happens is it will divided by y, divided by 6. Oh, now I realize, yes, it's better to multiply this inside, because otherwise it will be LCM. Why? Because if I take this now down over here, equals y plus 7. Now when 7 goes to the other side, it'll be like this, minus 7 equals y. Now what happens? You have to take the LCM, which is you need to multiply over here at the right side by 6 and divide by 6, which will be x minus 7 times 6 is 42 by 6 equals y. That is f inverse. Otherwise, the simpler method is always here, multiply what is in the bracket, use distributive property and multiply. So here what happens is x equals 6y plus 7 times 6 is 42. Take this to the other side, x minus 42 equals 6y. X minus 42 divided by 6 equals y. Therefore, f inverse of x equals x minus 42 by 6. That's it. That will be the answer. Yeah, we got the same answer. Then what else? We have another problem here. Same thing. It's up to you. If you can't do the direct method, just use the substitution. See over here. Substitution, change this. First f of x becomes y. Now swap these two. Y becomes x, x becomes y. Now then simplify. 9 goes to the other side, becomes minus 9. And then over here, this 4 by 3 is multiplied. You can multiply this in by distributive property or leave it over here. So this is how we do it. Now, if you're thinking, okay, here it's no bracket, so it's already simplified. So it is x minus 9, isn't it? And this is divided by, this is inversed. So this 3 goes down, becomes division. This already division becomes multiplication. It will be 4 times x minus 9 divided by 3. That is over here, same thing. If you're directly doing the inverse. Same thing over here, you can directly think of the inverse, or you can do it in the steps and finally get the answer. Over here, what you can do is, I would personally prefer to keep this x term first, then write the the numbers. So it will be x plus 16, and now this 5 goes up, 2 comes down. So it's 5 by 2, x plus 16. Let's check the answer. Yes. That's the answer. Direct inverse. Inverse means plus becomes minus. This 2 by 5 becomes 5 by 2, or multiplication becomes division. That is inverse. Here again we have similar problem, but in this case what I would personally do is I would split this, do the distributive property, solve them, and then do the inverse. Okay. Here this would be the final answer. So why? See, in such problems it's a little bit complicated, but I'll tell you why. Say this is 3x by 4 plus 5 by 4. Okay. Now x becomes x minus 5 by 4, and this becomes 4 by 3. Now if you multiply this 4x inside, it will be 4x minus 5 times 4 by 4, which cancels out, and then whole thing divided by 3. It'll be 4x minus 5 by 3. This is the direct inverse. I'm telling directly. Inverse concept is about changing the signs if you do it directly. But once you're very, very thorough, this becomes easy. Otherwise, just follow the method, because this swapping and rearranging and writing is also very easy method. So please follow that only. Here also, please follow this method. Write it in terms of y equals this equation, then change x and y, and then simplify further and solve it up. That's the answers. And that's the end of this topic. Please try practicing more problems. For this topic, you should just practice more problem, and then it becomes easier. If you have not just practiced, then it will be very difficult, because there are many mistakes in many steps. When you go over here, you might get confused. So write and solve these, then it will be ingrained in your mind and you can easily solve them in the exam. Now we move into the question 13, that is to solve linear inequalities by subtraction. This is about inequalities. Now let's look into the problems. They look like this. They're pretty easy, easy and simple. But it's just that this inequalities. Now if you're thinking, let's do it in calculator, how would you do it? Let's take out a calculator and try solving it, because this is question number 13. It's in the MCQ and you can use your calculator for this. So what you do is, let's put this as it is, 11, okay, plus m, that is alpha x, which is the variable. Instead of inequality, put equal to 15, shift and solve. What is the answer? 4. So now if you look into the answer over here, yes, it is 4. Okay, and the inequality remains. But now here, let's look into the last, this one, the 23rd one. Let me solve it up. It's 8 equals, because the inequality is made to equal to, alpha x minus 14. Now let me press shift and solve. The answer is what? 22. So do I write like this? This is inequality. So like this, R 22. Is this correct? No, this will be wrong. So because the inequality and the variable, the spacing really matters here. It's not like an equation. Now if you see the answer, it will be, where is the inequality? Write it as it is. Look, where is the variable? Over here. Over here. Look, where is the variable? It's over here. And now the answer which is solved will be on the other side of the inequality. That was 22, right? Over here. Yeah, that's 22. So we just write it out over here, 22. Now, in your options, this may not be there as the answer. They will write it as r greater than or equal to 22, which is equal. See, 22 is less than or equal to r, or if you read it from here, r is open-ended. That means r is greater than 22. So this is the same thing. Now, if you look at look the solutions, you can see over here, r is greater than or equal to 22. This is the solution. So now this is how you need to understand to change the form if you're doing it in calculator. Otherwise, let me just show you how simple it is to solve them. You do not even need to use the calculator, because they are just one-step equations, isn't it? Leave the variable over here on the left side itself, greater than or equal to, this 11 goes to the other side, basically subtract 11 on both the sides, 15 minus 11. So m is greater than or equal to positive 4. Here 26 minus 26 to the other side will be h less than 26 plus 4, that is h less than 30. Here bring 20 to the other side, will be minus 27 is greater than c, or we can write it as c is less than negative 27. Here we get 8 plus 14, that is less than or equal to r, so it is 22 is less than or equal to r, or r is greater than or equal to 22. These are the solutions. That's how we do them. It's very easy, and you can see over here they write this. What is this? The solution set is of the variable m, which belongs to m greater than or equal to 4. This is just a fancy way of writing, stating that m is the variable and m's condition is mentioned here. The value of m can be only greater than or equal to 4. That means it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not values such as -2 or 3 or anything less than 4 is not allowed. So those are the answers. It's simple. Here it'll be C less than -27. Same way you can try it over here. Now what if there are two variables? There is a very important rule which you must remember in this case. When there are two variables, look which is bigger variable. This is big. So leave that there itself, move this to the other side. It will be 2a minus a less than or equal to -4. So it will be a less than or equal to -4. This is the answer. You can see this is the answer. Now what if you move this 2a to the other side? Let's see, let's do it over here. The most important thing is you must only move the smaller symbol to the other side. Let's do both the methods. First, let's do the correct method, okay? Move z to the other side because 2z is bigger than z. It'll be 4 is greater than or equal to 2z minus z. 4 is greater than or equal to z. Or we can write it as z is less than or equal to 4. Why? Because z is less than or equal to 4. Now we will do the other method. Let's move the 2z to the other side. I'll move this 2z to the other side. It will be z minus 2z, which is greater than or equal to -4. Don't worry, just change the signs. Leave the symbol as it is. Now simplify. Even in this method, you will get the correct answer, but it's just that you're adding an extra step. And over here, it's minus z. So not -2, minus z, because z minus 2z is minus z, greater than or equal to -4. Now, there is minus and minus. Do we just change the sign? Like take this to the other side, take that. Here, basically when you change the sign, multiply both the sides by -1, it becomes positive z, positive 4. But the symbol flips. It flips. This is a step which you must remember. Now the answers are correct, yes. But many a times what happens is students do forget, they write it z greater than or equal to 4, which is wrong. See, you should flip the signs, okay? So that is one important thing which you must remember. When you flip the sign, you should even flip the symbol. That's what I mean. So this is how you solve it. You can see the answers. The first one is a is less than or equal to -4. Here it's z that is less than or equal to 4. And similarly, please do the other problems by yourselves. They are very simple and straightforward. This is it. You can see each steps are there, but always the best thing would be keep the bigger number at the same side, move the smaller number to the other side. And now here you got -5 less than equal to w, which is w greater than or equal to -5. So always see the opening. Where is it? W is towards the opening, that means it's bigger. If it's closed end, that means it's smaller. Same thing over here. And last two problems, please do it by yourselves and then check for the answers. These are the solutions. Very easy problems. And always, if this, see over here, 30th problem and the 29th problem, the number is first and the variable is second, but flip it out, like change the positions. Write a first, which is greater than -9. Make sure you change these positions. And that's the end of this topic. Please be careful when you're having, two variables. Make sure you move the smaller variable and always try to keep the variable on the left side like this and then the number on the right side of the inequality. The question number 14 is to solve multi-step linear inequalities. Just in the last question, we solved linear inequalities, but they were just one-step inequalities. Now we are multi-step, just like multi-step equations, multi-step linear inequalities. Let's look into the problems. Let's look into the first one. We have to just solve how we do multi-step equations. Multiply this -3 inside, distributive property, and then solve. -3 times 7 would be 21, -21n, -3 times 3 is 9. Whenever there's minus and over here plus, both becomes minus. Less than 6n. Now take the smaller number to the other side. Here this is negative, so it doesn't matter which number this is, negative numbers are smaller than the positive numbers. Therefore, minus 21 goes to the other side. It'll be minus 9 less than 6n plus 21n. What happens? Minus 9 remains here. 6 plus 21 is 27n. Now divide both the sides by 3. What happens? Sorry, over here. What am I saying? Sorry, not both the sides by 3. Divide both the sides. What do you want this to go? You want to remove this 27. Take it to the other side or divide both the sides by 27. So I'll just take it down over here. It'll be 27 less than n. This is 1 time. This is 3 times. 9 3s are 27, right? Negative 1/3 is less than n. Or n is greater than negative 1/3. So this is the answer. That's it. Now, how do we do it in the number line? Just draw a number line here. Say this is 0, 1, 2. This is minus 1, minus 2, and so on. Minus 1, 1. Negative 1/3 is 0.333. If you split this into 3, this would be the answer, minus 1/3. That's it. That would be the number line. Now here, since it's just greater than, there will be a hole over here. Whereas over here, if you solve this, whatever answer we get, we have to make it as a point. That is also important to differentiate. Now here you can see the answer is negative 1/3. When you do it in the number line, look here. It's a hole. Oh, I forgot to tell you one more thing. We did the point, but look, the answer is everything that's greater than. So make a hole, and then denote this side. This is your answer. This is the solution region. Let me just change it to pink color over here. Now we can see this is all the solution region, and it's a hole over here. Okay? All this. That's the solution. That's it. Now let's try it using the calculator. Let's take out our calculators. If you solve this directly in calculator, negative 3 times 7 alpha x plus n. The variable n is written as variable x in calculator. Write the inequality as equal symbol 6x. Now shift and solve. What is the answer you're getting? Negative 0.33 is negative 1/3. But now, where does the inequality go? That is the biggest question. So you need to remember, we have done this in the last question as well. If you're doing the calculator method, it's very crucial to check the answer. Yes, negative 1/3. But you won't know whether it's going right or left. How you can do is, after applying the distributive property here, see where is the bigger number, bigger variable. 6n is bigger. So the n, whatever answer you get, will be over here. N that is greater than the answer 1/3. Then we rearrange and write it as n greater than negative 1/3. Since it's 14th question, we can use the direct method as well. So it's up to you. Now I will do the next one. This is the answer you saw over here. It's done. You can see the steps later on. It's n greater than negative 1/3. Now over here, what we will do is we will do the next one in the calculator directly. But don't forget. Now this is very simple because there's only one variable. There's nothing much in this. Whatever the answer you get, the a will remain at the right side, greater than or equal to the number. That's it. This you try by yourselves because there's only one variable. It's very simple. See, a will remain over here and 11 is in the left side. The number line over here, there's a point. Let's do another two variable problem. You can see over here there is two variables. Now, how would you solve this? First, apply the distributive property. Left side, nothing is there. It will be 2y plus 4. But here, multiply 2 both the sides. It will be 6 plus y. Sorry, 6 plus 2y. Oh, now this is very interesting. What happens here? Look, if you take 2y, both are equal, they cancel off, right? When you take to the other side, it cancels off. You're getting 4 is greater than 6. Is this true? Is 4 greater than 6? This is false. There is no solution for this. Now, let's try this in the calculator. Let's type this 2y plus 4 equals 2 times 3 plus y, that is alpha x, close the bracket, shift and solve. Here the answer, you will not get any answer. You might get a math error, or over here it shows can't solve. I'm not sure what you might get. You might get a math error. So that denotes that there is no solution, because here, see now, over here they have simplified it, 2 greater than 3, because 2 is a common term. Whatever, the answer is wrong. Here what we got, 4 greater than 6, or here 0 greater than 2, whatever it is, this is not true. And this is if you take 4 to the other side, it will be 6 minus 4. What remains? 0. 0 is not greater than 2. So this is no solution. That's null solution. There is nothing on the graph. Number line, there's nothing. So please be aware of these type of problems. So no matter what, you must solve it by using the distributive property. That is very important. Now let's try this one over here. It's 3 times 2 is 6 minus 3b is less than 10 minus 3b plus 18. Minus minus becomes plus. Now again, see, this cancels off. Now let's see what happens. 6 is less than 10 plus 18 is 28. Yes, this is true. Or you can take the 6 to the other side. It'll be 0 less than 28 minus, it'll be 22. Yes, this is true. That means it's completely all solutions. It's like a domain of minus infinity to infinity. This is true for each and every time. Let's try using the calculator now. Here, let's type this in the given question, 3 bracket, because in the calculator you do not need to put the distributive property. You can put the given question itself, that's fine. Wherever inequality, just put equal to 10 minus 3 times x minus 6, close the bracket, shift and solve. What is the answer you're getting? It takes a bit of time, but you will get something like, I don't know. I'm just okay. It shows can't solve. So now this is a problem here. You can't differentiate between no solution and all solution. But here this inequality is true. That means it's a real number. That means all possible solutions. So 0 is less than 22. So graph all real numbers, because all possible answers are true. That's it. But if the inequality is wrong, such as 0 greater than 2, which is incorrect, 0 is less than 2. So in this case, there is no solution, whereas in this case, which is true, there is all solutions. Now, let's quickly try these. I wanted to show you in the calculator. Let's try this one. First, let's do the distributive property. 7 plus t less than or equal to 2t plus 6 plus 2. Now the t doesn't cancel. So there are two variables on both the sides. Here, let's take out the calculator. If you do the calculator method, let's just solve the first given question itself. It doesn't matter. Plus alpha x equals 2 times, that's alpha t plus 3, close the bracket, plus 2. Now over here, what you basically have to do is shift and solve. You get the answer minus 1. But where would you put minus 1? This is the big thing. Minus 1 is the answer, yes. See where t is greater. This is greater. So t is greater than or equal to minus 1. This is the correct solution. Or you can write t first, greater than or equal to minus 1. Please remember this. This is the correct answer. Now you can do the number line and plot the solution. See here, minus 1 is less than or equal to t, or t is greater than or equal to minus 1. Now that means minus 1, there is greater than or equal to, so it's a point, and all the right side part. Similarly, you can solve over here. You get this answer. It's greater than or equal to minus 9. From here, minus 9. Please do solve the other problems by yourselves. They are very simple. Here you can do one thing, multiply both the sides by 6 and then solve. Left side is simple, straightforward, distributive property. That's it. That's the answer. Here, multiply both the sides by 6 or take the 6 to the other side. It will be minus 5 times 6 is minus 30x. 2 times 6 is 12. Then you get the answer. And here also, please do rearrange and solve. You will get the answer over here and over here. This is very simple. They have not asked you to draw the number line in this problem. See, in the last, from the 22nd, they have not asked you to draw the number line, so there's no number line. But even if the number line is there, it's very, very simple. Just select it. Now there might be one chance in your exam that the options might be the number line. So you will solve this, right? And then see which is the correct number line. Okay? Wherever, say I will just draw the number line for this. This is the number line. Wherever you have -2, let me take this as 0, -1, -2, there must be a whole and it must be less than that. So this is the solution. Okay, something like this. Why whole? Because it's only less than. Over here, if we draw this one, it will be a point. So that's the difference. And last ones, please do solve it by yourselves and then check for the answers. So this is how we solve multi-step inequalities. It is same like the question number 13, but it's just that there are many steps. You can use the calculator method as well, but there are two cases where it is no solution and infinite solution, that is a real number. So be careful in those two cases. In your calculator, it will give you a math error or can't solve. So in that cases, you have to use the distributive property, cancel it off, see whether the inequality is true or false, and then answer accordingly. Now we move on to the question 15, which is the last question in the part 1. Part 1 is the MCQ part. So you will have 4 options for this and you can select the correct answer. No need of any methods. This would be the last one. So this question is about writing a compound inequality that describes each graph. But here you have just been given equations, you can see, and we need to graph them. One important notice, if you have understood the question number 13 and 14 thoroughly, then this is very easy for you guys. So please do watch those 2 videos first, the previous 2 questions, and then try to solve this one. Here, very simple, solve it as it is, solve them individually, and when we go to the other problems, you'll realize there's a pattern with and or and different types of problems. Here, let me solve this. We have f less than, let me take this -6 to the other side, it'll be 5 plus 6. And when we solve it, f is less than 11. Okay, fine. And what's it? And we have f greater than or equal to 2 plus 4. Or we have f is greater than or equal to 6. Isn't it? 2 plus 4 is 6. Now let's try graphing this, okay? See, because it's all positive, I'll take 0 over here. This is, say, any number. I'll take 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, and so on, okay? Over here, it's -2. Now see what are the points given to us. 6, and this is greater than or equal to, so what do we need to do? We need to make a point here. See, like this, a point, fill the point. Here it's 15, less than, only less than, not equal to, so it's a whole. Now let's see, f less than 11, that means less is left side. F greater than or equal to 6, right side. So this is all the solution region. So this is the solution region part. That's it. That would be the solution part. Now if you see the answer, here compound inequality has 2 equality joined by the word and. Now we solved it, right? The same answers, and this is the answer. This is very important. Now you may not have both these answers. You might have 4 options and just to select the number line. So you need to solve this and then check for the number line. If they have not given the number line, only inequality like this, very easy. Now, how do we write this inequality? This is also very important. Now, since it's, see, what you can do is, you can first understand what has been, what are the answers. F less than 11. So we need to write something like this first. Write wherever f is less than, don't write greater than. See both the inequalities. Do we have less than? If it's both less than and less than, it's another case. But if there is 2 different inequalities, less than and greater than, write this first. F less than 11. And over here, f is greater than something, right? So that means f is greater than or equal to what? 6. This is it. When f is in the middle, here, whatever the number you're writing to the right side must be greater than f. That is, 11 is greater than f. So this is it. So that's why I'm saying write f less than first, and then wherever f is greater, so f is at the right side. So write this symbol. See, I'm just writing it. and this. I've not written anything wrong. I've just rearranged this. That's it. So what basically it means is, if I give you an example, say f is greater than 2 and f is less than 5. Okay. Here, first, see, f is greater than 2. Here, f is less than 5. So, I will write this first because f is first here, less than 5. And this over here, f is greater. So, in this inequality, this shows whatever is number over here, it's less than f, or f is greater than that number. So, I'll write 2. This would be the answer. So that's how it is. And whenever we draw such inequalities, when we graph them, you will have like this answer. Now, even this one, because it's simple, you guys please solve it by yourselves and then check for the answers. You can pause the video now, solve it. And now when you see the answers, you'll get two answers. N over here is less than or equal to minus 7. So again, very important, n is less than or equal to minus 7 first. And over here, n is greater than or equal to minus 12. That's it. Now this is, see, within this range only. Minus 12 is a smaller number. Minus 7 is a bigger number than minus 12. So all the solution between that. So the possible answers are anything between these two. Minus 12, minus 11, 10, minus 10, minus 9, minus 8 and minus 7. Any value within that. So this is how we do it. Now let's go to the OR problems. Same thing, just solve them quickly, like how you are doing it. Y will be greater than or equal to 7 plus 1, or here y will be less than minus 1 minus 3. So y is greater than or equal to 8, or y is less than minus 4. Now look here. Can you write this like what I told just now? Y is less than or equal to minus 4 and it's greater than or equal to 8. This is wrong. Look, when you write in this format, always it must be smaller number over here, bigger number over here. This cannot be written when OR you cannot write. But always in AND problems, what happens is it will be always in ascending order. You can write it in that form. Before we do that, let's first graph this. I'll draw a graph, rough graph over here. Minus 6. Minus 4, minus 2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, this is a rough number line. We have got less than minus 4. It's less than, so whole. Greater than or equal to 8. So a point. Now when I graph it, what's going to happen? All the solution region less than this and greater than this value. So this is the solution region. This middle term, middle part is not at all the solution. So we cannot write in that format. See, in the previous format, when we write like this, it should be within that range. Here, no, it's not like that. We have to write them separately. Y is less than negative 4 is one part of the solution, or y is greater than 8. That's it. See here, there are two separate things. You don't write them together. They're separate. You should write OR, and this is the answer. Same way over here, you will get two separate answers. You write OR and differentiate it, and when you graph it, it will be like this. This is how we solve them. Now, let's see here. Here, what is happening? It's just one inequality, okay? You need to solve it up. But can you see that it's compounded? It's like, sorry, I told one inequality. It's like two inequalities in one. That is a better way to put it. Look here. This is one part, right? And this over here, let me just change the color over here to brown. This is another part. Can you see that? Let me do the right part first. It is 3p plus 7, which is less than or equal to 22. And what do we have other one? Let me just solve this first. So 3p less than or equal to 22 minus 7. It is 3p less than or equal to 15. And we have p less than or equal to 5. So this is one part. Now we will do the other part. The other part is minus 5 less than 3p plus 7. Here always you write AND. Whenever you have compounded like this and this, it's not OR. Both are the solutions, right? So you need to solve them. So let's solve them up. Because see, I told you, right, we can write 2 less great f is greater than 2 less than 5. This is always and statement. Okay, now we have similar statement but a different inequality. This is an and statement. Now what do? We have to solve this part. You can use calculator, and we have learned how to do it in calculator for question number 13 and 14. You can do that, but I'm just solving it by multi-steps. Here, take the 7 to the other side. It'll be minus 5 minus 7 less than 3p. What happens? It'll be minus 12 is less than only, sorry, I wrote less than equal to. This is wrong. It's only less than 3p. It's minus 12 less than 3p. Or you can have minus 4 is less than p. Here now we will write the statement. We can rearrange this and write, we always write p, the variable first, is greater than minus 4. So write this first, p is less than or equal to 5, but it is greater than what? Minus 4. Now if we do the number line, minus 4 over here will have a hole, minus 4, and a point at 5, and this is all the solution region. We can see the answer graph, which will be more accurate. See, that's the answer. Okay, this is how we do it. We got two answers, and when we write it up together, we will get, ultimately you solve this and write it up together, you will get it. So this is what we basically do, and this is how we can easily solve the answer. And now there is another shortcut. Looking at this, if you can analyze this, let's just look at this. Here we need to find p, right? What has been added? See, 3 is multiplied to p and added by 7. So let's remove this. How to remove? You should minus 7, right? So minus 7 throughout over here. Minus 7, minus 7, minus 7. What happens? Minus 5 minus 7 will be minus 12 is less than 3p only, because minus 7, this and this cancels. Less than or equal to minus 7 and 22 will be positive 15. So it will be 1, 5. Now what is this? I need this 3 to be gone. So divide by 3, divided by 3, divided by 3. 3 cancels. You're remaining with p is less than or equal to, what is this? 5 less than minus 4. So this is another shorter way instead of doing the two separate thing. Because this is not in writing, but in your textbooks generally they tell two separate ways. But this is one direct way also. I will show you in this problem. Directly we can find c. Remove this 4 first. So subtract 4 here, subtract 4, subtract 4 throughout. It will be minus 7 less than or equal to 7c less than positive 14. Now what do you want? Divide by 7 throughout. Divide by 7, 7, 7. So you'll get minus 1 less than or equal to c less than 2. So this is the direct method. You can look at this and solve it. It's fine. This is absolutely correct. Not to worry. And that's the answers. You can see over here it's minus 1 less than or equal to c, but c is less than 2. Here, this will be the graph. I hope this is clear. It's the same methods, but little bit twisted problems. That's it. Here now we have and or. We have done this before. You can please solve it by yourselves. Pause the video, and then after solving it, check the answers. Here the word and is used and solve it up. Here or is used, so you'll have two number lines. Okay, this one is important. Now when you solve this and this, what happened? 6 is greater than or equal to m, which means m is less than or equal to 6. Here m is greater than or equal to 6. Where is 6? 6 is, I'll just draw a number line. Imagine I have this as 6. It's less than or equal, greater than equal, so this is considered. Everything to the right, everything to the left, and even this point. That means all real numbers are considered. The solution is all solutions. So literally entire number line only is the solution over here. Whenever you have m less than or equal to 6 and greater than or equal to 6, same number, yes, it's possible. Okay, all possible solutions. Now here, again, now here what they have done is, okay, they have done this separate graphs, okay, two separate graphs. Look, the first graph is what? Oh, okay, now when we solve this, we are getting y is less than or equal to minus 5, that's over here. And y is less than minus 3. That's over here. But you can see it overlaps, isn't it? This is overlapping. So this solution is for all less than only minus 5, but this is for all less than minus 3. Now, if you overlap this part will come over here. But we already know from minus 3 there is solution, right? So this is the main solution. See, minus 3, this only is the main solution. Because the first solution is a part of it. But this second solution includes this as well. So just write this as the solution. Because if you see this, here minus 5 already is included, that's fine. But this is not included. This much region is not included here. So if you consider this to be final solution, it's wrong. You need to consider when you merge them, this would be the solution. And you can see that's the solution. The final solution would be y less than or equal to minus 3. Because when you tell this, sorry, less than minus 3, and I found there is one error. Y is less than or equal to minus 5. This is supposed to be a point here, okay? This is a point. Please note that. Now this is the complete solution. Here, when you tell less than minus 3, this also is included directly. Now then we will move over here. Next problem is again a similar one. No. Here, let's look over here. A is less than or equal to minus 4 and 4 is less than A. Let's write A first and then we will see. A is less than or equal to minus 4. Okay. That means from here, all solutions to the other side. And over here, A is greater than 4. Here, what is used? And can this happen? For this inequality, this is OR inequality. For and, we can't have that. We must get a range within which is the solution. Now, is there any point which is like, it must overlap in both? And means what? The same solution must be overlapping in both. In the sense, if you tell A is greater than or equal to minus 4 and less than 4, these are all the solution. Yes, they are under a certain condition, like from year to year. But here, A is less than or equal to minus 4 and A is greater than 4. There is no overlapping. There is no solution. This is a null set because there is no solution which comes in this and this. And means it must be there in both. So therefore it is no solution. This is a null set, empty set. Whenever we have and, remember what we used to get. Let me just see. See, when we have and, it's like this. This is an and solution, okay? Or is what we just now did. This would be a or problem, okay? This if you graph to separate things. If you have got a graph like this, it's or. And over here, we have done the similar ones. So please do solve them again. So, okay, now you can see. Now don't go to do the method which I told you, directly add 6. You can do that and simplify, but you won't get the exact answer. So it's better to take it separately. This and this, this and this. Why? Because 3b plus 2 less than 5b minus 6. There are two variables. And again, 5b minus 6 less than or equal to 2b plus 9. There are two variables here. Solve them separately. You can see the method steps, each and every step over here. We will get two answers. 4 is less than b and b is less than or equal to 5. And then you can graph them. This is the solution. This is an AND problem because they are compounded with AND. This and this. Here again, another same problem. Please do solve it by yourselves. We have solved similar ones. This is also again an AND problem. Whenever you look at problems like this, where you have, all the inequality written together, this is an AND problem. And over here, it's a given OR problem, direct problem. There's nothing much. They are all repeating now, the same type repeating. So please, you can pause the video and see the solutions. But most important, you solve it by yourself and then check. Now in this, there is one important thing to notice. It's all real numbers except for minus 3. Look here, it is less than and greater than. That means, what does x greater than 2 mean? It can be any value greater than 2, but not less than or equal to 2. It cannot be equal to 2 as well. X greater than 2. See, this cannot be equal to 2. So you must be you must make sure that it is all values greater than 2, not equal to this. Okay, so that's therefore even over here, greater than minus 3, less than minus 3. It cannot be this 3. It cannot be. So that therefore we have a hole. That means that that value is not true for this particular equation. So you must exclude that value and all the values. Therefore, there's a hole here. Okay. And here it's again we have done the similar problems. There are this and problem, just make sure you graph it properly. Wherever there is inequality, it's a point, and wherever there is wherever there is inequality and equal to, it's a point, and where there's only inequality less than or greater than, it's a whole. And that's this is the last problem. It's an or problem. Again, it's same. We have done same problems. They're very simple. So if they ask you in your options with graph number line, so you need to solve this and then check for the correct answer. If they have directly given this, well and good, you can directly choose the answer. So be thorough with both the answers. That's the end of this particular question and the entire part 1. All the MCQ part is covered. So the first 15 questions, you will have 4 options. Please do select the correct one. The next part, the part B, is the writing part, which I will try to do very soon in the coming days. So in that part, the part B, the part 2, you have to mention each step in detail by writing, and then you will be marked and assessed based on that. So please be thorough with both the parts. The first part consists of 60 marks, the part 1. So whatever we have done till now is for 60 marks. So be thorough with this as well. Wherever calculator methods are possible, use calculators, solve it, and get the correct answers. If you have found this useful, please do consider subscribing to my channel. It would mean so much to me. And if you know anyone who would benefit from these videos, all the cycle 3, grade 9, 10, 11, 12 EOT videos are there. Please do share it among your friends. And I will see you in the next part. Bye-bye and happy learning.